Robert, you're on Ron and Fez.
Ronnie, you know what last week's results were, don't you? Oklahoma State, Nebraska. This is the end of it.
Matt, you're on Ron and Fez.
I'm calling from Austin, Texas. Earl is insane. He's picking a team that barely beat Nebraska to beat a team that beat Nebraska.
Mark, you're on Ron and Fez.
This is a horrible pick. Oklahoma State's got this running back that's going to slow the game down. 18 points is way too much.
Chris, you're on Ron and Fez.
Hey, man, I'm a student up here in Texas. I've been to 2 of the practices this week, and I hate to tell you, they were not looking very sharp.
Hey, Lloyd, you're on Ron and Fez.
Earl's nuts, man.
Luck be a lady tonight. Luck be a lady tonight. Luck if you've ever been a lady to begin with. Luck be a lady tonight. Luck let a gentleman see how nice a dame you can be. I know the way you've treated other guys you've been with. Luck be a lady with me. A lady doesn't leave her escort. It isn't fair, and it's not nice. A lady doesn't wander all over the room and blow on some other guy's dice. So let's keep the party polite. Never get out of my sight. Stick with me, baby, I'm the guy that you came in with. Luck be a lady. Luck be a lady. Luck be a lady.
Robert, you're on Ron and Fez.
Ronnie, you know what last week's results were, don't you? Oklahoma State, Nebraska. This is the end of it.
Wrong. Matt, you're on Ron and Fez.
I'm calling from Austin, Texas. Earl is insane. He's picking a team that barely beat Nebraska to beat a team that beat Nebraska.
Wrong again, shit kicker. Mark, you're on Ron and Fez.
This is a horrible pick. Oklahoma State's got this running back that's going to slow the game down. 18 points is way too much.
Enjoy your ham and eggs. Chris, you're on Ron and Fez.
Hey, man, I'm a student up here in Texas. I've been to 2 of the practices this week, and I hate to tell you, they were not looking very sharp.
Enjoy your bus ride. Hold on to that strap. Hey, Lloyd, you're on Ron and Fez.
Earl's nuts, man.
That's right. And there's a cigar butt sitting out in the gutter right now for you. Run out and grab it. Earl, the naysayers are out there, but they cannot stop the fact that at 6-0, you're still Mr. Perfect.
What's happening, baby? Isn't this a beautiful day?
It is.
It's a glorious morning, glorious weekend.
You know, the way the streak is changing, I'm ready to drop Mr. Perfect, change your name to Goldberg, because it's just going to go on and on and on.
I'm looking at you, Ronnie. You're looking beautiful, babe. You got this beautiful glow to you. You just smell like money.
Thank you, my friend. It is unbelievable. I've never felt this way in my life. I finally have a best friend after all these years of complete gambling loneliness. Mr. Perfect, Earl Douglas, you've done it again.
Well, thank you, Ronnie. And dare I say it was a perfect weekend?
All right, well, look over at Fez now, Earl. That's the way I used to look, all rumpled and disheveled on a Monday.
I'm not so rumpled.
Not knowing why none of my bets came through. But you've taken me to a whole new place, and God bless you for it.
Well, thank you, Ron. You were the only one that did not doubt me. You were the only one.
From the beginning.
From the beginning.
From the beginning, I've been here with you. I've been with you 100%.
And that's why your pockets are bulging right now.
And here's what I love about the world. Now I know what Jesus went through. Because Jesus would walk on water. He's turning water into wine. He's doing all these miracles. He's healing blind kids. And even his disciples were going, yeah, but I don't know. You know, when you see the fact that these people will not listen to you, it kills me. I went on Wagbag the other day. Anthony had to yell at these people because they still will not give you credit.
There's always going to be doubt in Thomas's.
And I just want to say, it goes to show you what a gentleman man is. That he's willing to say, all my life, I thought Earl was a fuck-up, a do-nothing, basically a walking piece of shit. And yet, even he has to admit that Earl can pick college football games one after another. Fez, I check in with Earl during the game, during the first half, when you're still at that nervous time. Centered, confident, do not worry. He's telling me, spend your money now. It's done.
Even with Texas turnovers, you were still so confident.
I had my feet up. I had my arms back. It was just
that is
so
a complete shoot because I had just the normal game feeling. That all or nothing feeling that gamblers understand. That is it all. What is tomorrow going to be? Am I going to be at the very top or the very bottom? Because that's where I had my betting this week. My chick doesn't know how deep I went in this weekend. That's how fucking big I followed this prick. And God damn it if he didn't take me to the promised land. And not only 40 years like some wandering crazy bearded Jew. I'm talking he got me there in 4 quarters.
Oh, poor Moses.
By 11:30, weren't you happy?
Oh, God, I can't even begin to tell you. I honestly cannot begin to tell you. It's like there was a parade in my heart. I now know what it feels like to be a human being. This is what people feel like.
You're like going down the Canyon of Heroes, down Broadway.
I swear, I might even put confetti up in my fucking ceiling.
Earl's pick last Friday, his lock of the week, comes in again. He was taking the University of Texas over Oklahoma State, giving up 18 points. They more than cover.
And the confederacy of dunces that surrounded him on Friday. Well, I don't know, Earl. Don't look good. What about what happened against Nebraska? These ham and eggs are cold. It's almost, Fezzy, it's almost like you go, if these fucking imbeciles are against Earl, he must be onto something. True genius. This is genius.
A month and a half. I mean, he took out October, and now he's halfway through November.
You're preaching to the choir, brother. You're preaching to the choir.
Think about this. You had a fine steak yesterday for dinner. They're eating grit sandwiches.
Good point. That's a good point. And on Wonder Bread, you fucks. And you know what? It just goes to show you. This is why they have casinos that are built so big. Because these fucking guys will go out there, play the slot machine for 8 hours, then go sit in the airport terminal and wait to go home. Because they can't afford their fucking hotel that night. You've got something. You see him. And here's the thing about me. This is the only thing I've done. Number one, backed Earl up 100%. But number two, attempted to share him with the world. I am giving you magic. I'm not hiding him. I am saying I have found it. It is alive. I share it to you, and you fuckers call on the phone, and you attempt to run him down.
You were like the early investor of, let's say, like Coca-Cola, and you're trying to tell people, this stock has money in the bank. I'm telling you.
And guys have told people that. You know what I mean? People were out there going, hey, this Apple stock, I just got to look at this fucking home computer. I think it's going to go big. I know it's 1979, but follow me here. And their friends were like, oh, I don't think so. Computers. That's when you know you're onto something.
I just don't understand it. They see how, look at you got a brand new suit, you got diamond rings, you got money in your pocket, you're spending it like it's good, like it's Going out of style, and they still doubt you.
But I guarantee you, how many times you think Nostradamus had to hear people scream, "Shut up, you stupid drunk. You're babbling." You know they told him this. Well, we're on top again. Texas came through. I know I should do a show, but I'm at the point now that I don't care, Fez. I honestly can afford to say I don't give a shit how this show goes at all today. I don't care if Elo or Wiki or Kevin Straley are happy. That means nothing to me. Nothing at all. I'm on top of the world. And I literally am in the position now where I can push back and go, Earl, it's gone far enough. We can all be happy from this point on. You can't, Fez. You're still going to show up tomorrow. But at this point right now with Earl, I could push away. I don't even want to think about that on a Monday.
Yeah, I've been banned. I didn't get to join in the fun. I didn't watch this game. I didn't get any sort of phone call or anything.
You know what, Fezzy? Tell your problems to your stent. You should sit here and feel, what do you mean you didn't? You've heard all the things.
Right.
Your problem is you're a jinx. Now, right now, I'm not going to think about next weekend. I have not decided, and I do not want to decide. I want to enjoy this week.
I won't make a pick until the end of the week, so I'm just going to lay back and watch you enjoy your well-earned money, I might add, because you went in from the beginning. You got to be in early. You got to be in early to win.
You know, I got it in my back of my head. Could this guy do anything now? Now I'm at that point of, is there anything that he can't do? And I haven't decided about that either. Do I take him to Vegas? Do we start and look at NBA games that are happening, every single night of the week? Who knows? Maybe I was crazy thinking it's just college football. It's just unbelievable. Chris, you're on Ron and Fez.
I want to thank Earl. My whole family wants to thank Earl for the filet mignon we had last night.
Oh,
we used to have craft dinner, and now we have filet mignon. Thank you, Earl.
Enjoy yourself. The little people, I love them. Of Pinky and Benson. Here's Robert. Robert, you're on Ron and Fez.
Ronnie, I'd like to apologize to Earl if I could.
Go ahead.
Earl, I'm sorry, brother. I doubted you. I'll never do it again. Fezzy?
Yes.
Could you give him a reach around for me there?
Robert, why don't you do this? You got today's sports section?
Not yet.
Go out, wait for somebody else to get the paper, then you quick put your hand in the machine so you pull it down so you're not spending your own quarter. I want you to reach into the sports section, line your fucking shoes with it so when you step on a puddle, that hole in the bottom won't let all the water in. In the meantime, Earl will live large. Here's Jason. Jason, you're on Ron and Fez.
Ronnie.
Yeah.
I bet with Earl this week. I didn't like the 18 giving up, but guess what, Ronnie? Today I'm getting fitted for a custom suit.
Finally.
It's unbelievable.
All right, my friend. Have fun at the big and tall. 866-RON-0-FEZ. 866-RON-0-FEZ. We'll move on. I don't want to become a braggart because I'm above it all, Fezzy. You know what I feel like now in my life? Is when you're taking off on the airplane, you're going through the clouds, and you feel that turbulence, and it's a storm, but suddenly the plane has broken through, and it's blue sky, and you're above the storm. That's the way I'm living my life right now, and it's not even a matter of bragging; it's just contentment.
I just feel all the turbulence.
As well you should, Fez, because that's your nature. As well you should. 866-RON-0-FEZ. 866-RON-0-FEZ. Earl, we're not going to spend time talking about it today, but you are. Mr. Perfect. You are my best friend.
I thought I was your best friend.
And I'm not even going to say that, Earl. You're my only friend.
Thank you, Ron.
Only friend? I'm still here.
You're the only one that kept the faith, baby.
Sure. Justin, you're on Ron and Fez.
Hey, boys. 10304 checking in. What's going on?
Hey, my brother.
Hey, I just wanted to ask you, since thanks to Great Earl, what do you think's better to light your cigars with, 50s or 100s?
First of all, if there's any gambler who can tell you 50 is a bad luck, don't even let that fucker hand you a 50. It's terrible luck.
Jinx Fez.
Yeah.
Fuck that Jinx Fez.
Only C notes. Yeah, Fez, you take a 50. You got to go out to the track one time with Fez. He's eating fucking peanuts the whole time, and he's not having anything to drink because he's hoping to choke. It's the only way he can get out of this is to choke on a bag of nuts.
It's depressing when you lose. It really is.
Instead of a sack of nuts. John, you're on Ron and Fez.
Hey, how you doing, guys?
Yeah.
Hey, I just want to thank Earl. I went to Vegas with a friend of mine this weekend. Just, go down there for the weekend.
Sure.
And I'm at the sports book early in the morning, placing my bets or whatever. I say, you know what? I'm betting 3 teams. I'm betting Vanderbilt with the points. I'm betting Notre Dame. And one more team. And I say, you know what? I'm just going to put $100 down, with that, just to see if Earl's really doing anything. And I'm telling you, it came in, pal. And that night, we all went down to the Strip. We went to I forget that restaurant, but the one over in the Mirage, and we had a great meal. So thanks, Earl.
There you
and
go.
We owe you one. If you're ever out here in California, we're buying, pal.
Wow, all over 100.
Jeez.
All over 100. All right, 866-RON-0-FEZ, 866-RON-0-FEZ.
And everybody's sharing the wealth.
Sure.
Everybody.
That's the beauty of it.
Everyone can jump in.
No one ever uses gambling winnings as saved money. Never. You're like, now that's all fucking mad money.
Time to
all
indulge.
mad money. God bless you, Earl. God bless you for what you've done, now I do believe in God. I honestly do at this point after a 6-0 win. There's 2 things that make me believe in God: Earl winning, and that head of the evangelical. What kind of church is it? The evangelical church?
Yeah, he's in charge of the National Association of Evangelicals.
What's his name?
Reverend Ted Haggart.
All right, this makes me believe in God. That this guy got fucking caught with a snoot full of meth and a fucking mouthful of cock. Those are the 2 things that make me think I believe there's a Lord out there. Ted Haggart, he got busted for, I guess only busted by his own church. And they're trying to deal with it now, that this guy who's been anti-gay marriage, anti-this, anti-that, goes out with fucking gay hookers and snorts meth and has the fucking, whatever fun time those guys have. Now, this is just my own beliefs, Fez. My own personal thing is I don't hate the sin, but I do hate the sinner. And I believe that's the Christian way. You don't hate the sin, but you hate the sinner. In this case, this fucking nothing happening, piece of fucking garbage living in the dark now has to go out. I guess he just sent a note in. He couldn't even show up himself.
Oh, right, yeah. He didn't show up at his church when he sent the letter of apology. Him and his wife, neither one were there, where he's resigning and said that he admitted to sexual immorality and, as he put it, joined the dark side. Could not fight the dark side. So basically blaming this on Star Wars.
Well, he actually said this all took place in a dark place. And I believe by that he meant his asshole. I believe that's what he was talking about. But the beauty of it is, it didn't happen once. It went on for 3 fucking years while he continued to preach. So he acts like it's an accident, but it's like being in an accident every Saturday night.
And I thought he said he was dealing with this his entire life, too.
Right.
So he's had homosexual tendencies his entire life.
I just want you followers to know that every Sunday that you get up and listen to him, this guy's got to get up a fucking hour earlier so he can shower the cum out of his ass, then to walk up and tell you where to give your money while he lies to you. I don't understand those people, Fez, and the fact they vote that way. Here's the other thing. I watched this, and I'll throw a little Fred thing out here now. IFC is doing something new, where as some of these films, the IFC films, come out in the theater, you can now get them on in demand. So a film is out right now called So Goes the Country, and it's about Ohio. And it's a nonpartisan look at what took place in Ohio last time. And it basically shows that the Democrats not very good at politics, the Republicans extremely good at politics, and lying to that core hayseed base. And this woman comes on there and she's like, well, I was so mad about the economy and we lost all these jobs in Ohio and we got no money and our cities are dying. But my son said to me, what would you rather have, money in your pocket or a live baby? Because the whole point that Bush was anti-abortion, right? When has fucking Bush ever fought for these abortion people? When has he ever taken the fucking stand? If that really was your core belief, and you do believe in it, wouldn't you say this guy will not pay off to me?
Yeah, because, I mean, even, let's say he couldn't somehow get it through a Republican Congress and a Republican Supreme Court. You would still think in 6 years he would be beating everybody over the head with this on a daily basis
Or
to
he
get
would
something
bring
done.
He would bring it up in public every once in a while. I've never seen him any time except for election time, and then he only throws one line out there. Why can't he say to the American people, here's what I believe, I want to work towards this, and even if I fucking lose, you'll know where my head's at. I don't understand the way you fucking folks vote. Big vote tomorrow? I can't believe that the Republicans won't just pull it out.
I would think Democrats would win the House tomorrow. I would definitely think that. But then I totally thought that in 2004 with John Kerry. I thought for sure he was going into the White House, so I can't get my hopes up.
Carnies and rubes, my friend. And what you won't realize in life is rubes go out of their way to find carnies. You cannot blame the carnies for taking this money. Because the rubes leave their house with that fucking dollar bill in the air. And none of these people are going to leave their church. They're not going to say to themselves, hey, wait a minute, maybe we're being lied to. They're going to say the devil fucking got a hold of our leader, and then they're going to give their money to the new boss. Aaron, you're on Ron and Fez.
Hey, buddies, Dick Holder 200 calling in.
There it is. Face!
Hey, Ronnie, I wanted to ask you, how's your bookie holding up with all these wins? Do they ever cut you off when you get on a streak like this?
Well, last week he was going to, and he had to move it around a little more. This week I have not discussed the fact, because I told him, and I've told Earl, I don't know whether I'm going to go in another week. You know, how much do I need? You know, how much do I need? Perhaps
so
something.
Right now.
I don't know. But I will have to spread that around. I will not be able to just go with one bookie, because I beat this fucking guy's pants off thanks to Earl. What credit am I taking, Fez? I got one thing that I can actually say. Faith. That's all I have right now is my faith.
Earl, have you considered retiring undefeated?
No, I haven't actually thought about it at all.
Earl, don't you think about it at all. You stay where you... Don't let anything in my head get to you. You're still Black Earl. Don't let anybody take that from you. Nick, you're on Ron and Fez.
Hey, buddies.
Yeah.
Hey, Ron, I want to let you know that Fezzy pulled out the pants joke this morning on TJ's show.
What pants joke?
You know, Harry's old wonderful pants joke that Charlie Weiss, he was using Charlie Weiss.
Every Monday, Fez goes and does Sports Nation, right?
Yeah, Sports Nation, the TJ Reeves show.
How did it go today?
I thought it went as awful as it ever has. Just really, really bad.
Are you stealing jokes on this show?
No, I'm not stealing jokes.
I see Dave waving at me. What do you have, Dave?
We have the audio of that joke right now.
This is you live today? What time do you go on the Sports Nation show?
7:45 every Monday morning.
And it's the TJ and Fez show?
Yeah, it's TJ Reeves. And then I come on and I wrap up his show for him. I'm the last guest on his show.
Are you kind of the Paul O of the show?
Yeah, I think so, because they always check, as TJ puts it, for Fez's unique perspective.
Playing to 10% of that sports audience, I guess. All right, let me take a listen.
Did you see his sweatpants?
He was baggy. He was definitely baggy from a fashion standpoint on Saturday.
Charlie Weiss wearing sweatpants. It's like he's just given up on pants. He's not even going to try anymore.
Oh,
God. All right, A, that was uncomfortable. B, that's fucking Harry's joke.
Harry Elvis? Harry T that used to be on this show?
Yes, Harry Turjange jumps.
Who?
Harry Turjange jumps.
I did not steal a joke. Isn't that just like a regular stock joke?
No, it's not. First of all, what's a stock joke anyway?
A stock joke is just a joke that's been around so long it's in public domain.
There's no such thing as public domain. It's just enough of you guys have stole it that fucking the guy who wrote it gave up after a while. That's Harry's fucking joke that he got from Seinfeld.
It's like if you see a waitress or a busboy drop something and then someone says, "Oh, put that anywhere." It's just a throwaway line that anybody could do.
But who would? A fucking hack. That's the only person who would. Richard, you're on Ron and Fez.
Hey, what's going on, Ronnie?
Yeah.
Hey, I went and saw Jesus Camp on your suggestion, loved it, and I hated that smarmy pastor from the beginning. I'm so happy to see him fall.
Well,
so
that's because we didn't know he was all fucking speeded up, snorting meth. Now we understand. Jesus Camp, I would love to see more people pick up this film. I know it's out there still, right? Still rolling out slow?
Yeah, Jesus Camp's still in theaters.
And I don't want to hear that you live in a one-horse town because you can get to an independent film house. Look in your paper. There are different spots. Check this movie out. Because people write to me all the time and go, you're only talking about movies that you can only see on the Upper West Side. No. It's not true.
The best part about Haggard is how fast that everyone distanced themselves from him. Like, the Bush administration has already said, well, he's been here once or twice. We really don't.
He was on the phone every Monday with the President of the United States. Every Monday.
And Jerry Falwell was, I met him once or twice. I'm like, he had the biggest church. You had the second best, and your paths didn't cross at any point.
Taggart was president of all the evangelicals. So whether it's Pat Robertson, Jerry Falwell, he was the president of that entire group.
I don't know how that works. I do not understand. Because they're not even the same religion?
No, I don't believe so.
And yet they all team up together and vote as a block.
Yeah, because they all have that evangelical message to their church.
And now we're up to our balls in fucking Iraq. And this guy is out. And probably with a ton of money. He probably left there with a suitcase of old lady's cash.
It's like Jim Baker all over again. Baker left with millions upon millions of dollars when he got
good.
rocked.
You know why? Those fucking idiots don't deserve that money. And then one day they wake up and the Ferris wheel's gone. There's no more fat woman. And they got bills in their hand.
Well, the flip side of that is that now that he's no longer part of this, the IRS can go after that money.
How are they going to find it?
They find everybody.
Don't kid yourself about that, Earl. Here's Jerry. Jerry, you're on Ron and Fez.
Mr. Perfect, speaking of a suitcase full of money, thank you very much, brother. I tried calling in to see you Friday, and for some reason, the damn phone just kept getting disconnected. I was sitting in San Antonio this weekend, right across from a table full of Texas Aggies, and fighting which game to watch. Once I got my 18 points, my brother, it was all over. I knew Mr. Perfect had made his correct points. Thank you, my man. Ronnie, spend all you want. Spend next week's money and the week after that and the week after that.
All right, my brother. I'm kind of feeling the same way. There is nothing that you could do to say that this guy is not perfect. And there's no one out there that could say anything about a 6-0 record. It's you and the Colts. That's all we have left in this country. Lynn, you're on Ron and Fez.
Hey, guys. How's it going?
Good.
I just want to know why Fezzy watched the Tampa Bay game this weekend. He ruined my whole weekend.
Oh, you're a Tampa Bay fan?
No, I'm not. But being he said he wasn't going to watch the game, I did bet on the game.
All right, so you're betting against the jinx instead of with a perfect person.
Well, basically, yeah. Well, I bet against my team. I'm a big Pittsburgh fan.
Yeah.
And I bet against them because I love them, but they really suck a lot. But he said he wasn't going to watch them, so I put quite a bit of money on it, and now I got to work today.
Fez never told anybody to bet with him or against him. If you try to bet against the jinx, it will jinx you. The jinx thing it is a power in the universe that cannot be corralled. There's nothing you can do about it.
Eventually, that team's going to have to take some responsibility for itself, not just whether I watch them or not.
Adam, you're on Ron and Fez.
Hey, buddies.
Hey, buddy.
Hey, I don't understand what it is about the Christian religion. I mean, I'm a Christian, but, man, we sure get rocked by scandal, and you don't hear it from the Buddhists or the Hindus, all this stuff going on. And congratulations, by the way, Earl.
Well, Adam, I don't know. I can't. I think the reason because we don't have, a huge Hindu population here. But I'm sure if we were in India, you'd be going, Grandma, why did you fucking send all your money to the guy on TV with the elephant with 8 arms? I'm sure that the Hindus and Buddhists are just as stupid as you people, Adam.
I hear you.
There is something about a group of people when they get together like that and they start to pray and they lean over, their wallets become exposed and the people at the top can pick it out. And I don't care whether it's the Pope or one of these other morons, they get you every single time. But the beauty of it is that, Adam, you got to come and tell you. You're a fucking fish. You see a worm. You're out in the middle of the goddamn ocean. You see a worm on a hook. What do? You bite it. That's just the way that's nature.
And with those other religions, I've never heard the Dalai Lama start preaching about what people should do in their bedrooms or come out anti-gay marriage or...
The Dalai Lama's anti-gay.
He is?
Yeah.
I didn't know that.
They don't believe in gays. And I don't see the Dalai Lama. He looks like he's living pretty good himself. As I see him walking around, I never saw him like working at a fucking Winn-Dixie. He's always seemed to have some cash coming his way. So, I mean, if you're saying it's just Christians that are stupid, and I can't prove it, but I'll throw fucking dollars to donuts that every time you get into a group like that, somebody's going to learn how to separate you from your money.
It's anytime you get into a group like that, too, it's they want to make sure that the group becomes exclusive. Where let's set up some things where other people can't get in the group.
I would love if the Christians didn't want us to get in. I wish they would fucking keep it as a secret society instead of coming around to people's houses all the time. Here's John. John, you're on Ron and Fez. Right. Keep it more secret. Make it so exclusive you don't go on TV. That's what I would love, Fez.
Ronnie, remember, this gimmick has been going on like 500 years from the Catholic Church's point of view. I mean, there was
500. Go back to the beginning of time. And it's just the fact these people want to do it. Look at Moses. He walked away for 2 minutes. He comes back down the hill. The same people, while he's away, have a golden calf that they're jumping up. And the same people in church would. If they lost one thing, they would jump to the next. They're just as dumb as dirt. And there's no talking to them. There's no talking to them at all. Rick, you're on Ron and Fez.
Hey, guys, how you doing?
Yeah.
Listen, simple. Never underestimate the power of stupid people in large groups.
Yeah, it feels good, I guess.
That's it.
It feels good all to be together.
Yeah, absolutely.
It feels good to be done together.
All right, man.
All right, peace out.
You don't feel so dumb that way, I guess.
Well, you are. That's the beauty of it, Fez. You are still dumb.
You don't think also, once they always venture into the political arena, all of those guys, whether it was Billy Graham, whether it was Falwell, once they ventured into that political arena, that's usually the prelude to the fall also, because now you just have this big spotlight on you, and I guess non-believers, they're looking for anything to pick apart, just about anything.
Anything? The fucking guy who's anti-gay marriage shows up, he's smoking cock every weekend and getting wired on meth. Let's not act like, and here's the fucking problem. It's not that he was with guys. For me, it's not that he was even meth. It's that he turns around and tells everyone else not to do what he does every Saturday night and then asks for money. And these fucking imbeciles give it over. And then if they have a son with a lisp, they make his fucking life hell. He's forced to go out for the fucking football team instead of being what he really fucking is. A cheerleader like our president. 866-RON-0-FEZ. 866-RON-0-FEZ. Jeff, you're on Ron and Fez.
Hey, what's going on, Ron?
Yeah.
Hey, I was going to tell you, there's a great book. I can't remember who it's by, but it's called Shoes Outside the Door, which was about massive corruption in the Buddhist church. And also, back in the day in Korea, they had outlawed Buddhism because of major social corruption. So there is a lot of that going on.
There's got to be. First of all, there's money to be made. And where there's money to be made, there's corruption. It's that fucking simple. It's that simple. And I don't see a lot of women in the Buddhist church with fucking decent gigs. I don't see anybody washing their feet for them. It's the same gimmick no matter what religion you use. Chad, you're on the Ron and Fez show.
Hey, guys. I live in Colorado Springs where this dope preaches at his church, and I'm laughing my ass off at the 14,000 schmoes that go every Sunday listening to this guy that smokes pole.
And guess what? Next week, meet the new boss, same as the old fucking boss. It's going to happen. Jim Baker goes down, another guy picks it up, and the same fucking people follow along. You're not going to beat this.
And those guys are still doing it. I mean, they're very low key. They're under the radar now, but Swagger's still doing it. And Baker's still doing it.
They're making a fine living. They're making more money than you are today, working that same gimmick of redemption.
Oh, this Haggard, he'll start a new church. He'll be fine. It'll probably be at a rest stop on I-25 in Colorado, but yeah, he'll start a new church.
But you also know, like, there'll be a book deal, there'll be a movie deal. I mean, he'll do the talk show circuit, and, he'll make his cash back.
Of course, and all the people will turn it over. Just like the fucking sheep are sitting there when a wolf comes up. They don't give a fuck. There's no sense of even talking about it. That's how fucking stupid they are. Andrew, you're on Ron and Fez.
Hey, Ron, I got to agree with you, man. A lot of these folks, the thing I'd like to see them do is drink one of those delicious Jim Jones Kool-Aid cocktails.
He was probably the only Christian leader that I really liked. Jim Jones and the guy that killed all the people and then stacked them up and then they were going to jump on the back of a comet.
Oh, the Heaven's Gate cult.
Yeah, I love those people. I like any fucking people that'll take themselves out. And then the balls of these Christians will look over at Waco and go, oh, that guy's nuts. He's not like us. You're just as stupid.
Was that David Koresh?
Who cares? It's all the same. It's like fucking Arkham Asylum. It's just one. As soon as Batman beats one, another nut comes out.
Saddam Hussein got the death sentence over the weekend, death by hanging for the 1982 slaughter of 148,000 people, 148 people in a Shiite town.
So you're off by what?
Several 100,000.
Jim, you're on Ron and Fez.
Hey, Ron. Hey, Fez. What about Benny Hinn? That jackass was on Dateline or whatever. His whole life was exposed as a fraud, spending thousands of dollars a night on expensive hotel rooms and cruises and everything else. And people his show's still on.
They love Benny Hinn. I don't know whether you've ever seen Benny Hinn. He's is he Pakistani or something?
He's Pakistani with like a southern accent.
I love his gimmick. I think he's in Orlando. So when you're going down to waste your money at Disney World, you can also go over and see this guy. Now, they do the laying of the hands, but sometimes he'll take off his jacket and throw his jacket at people and knock them down. And I've seen him knock down a whole section before, like dominoes. So his act is absolutely through the roof. Big fan.
He had to start a line of menswear. Just miraculous menswear.
Can't forget my all-time favorite, Reverend Ike, who would literally roll up in a Rolls Royce right off the showroom floor. I mean, best clothes, rings on every finger. He had like a golden throne.
And those old ladies were waiting for him with their fucking butter and egg money. Now, who are you going to blame? Who is to be blamed there? In a pyramid scam, I blame the people at the bottom of the fucking pyramid. Every single time. They're the dopes.
I like the one on TV, Creflo Dollar, where his name is actually Dollar, as people are sending him money.
And that guy, he fills consistently Madison Square Garden here in New York.
Oh, yeah, he'll come in and do a week and fill it up every night.
He's doing better business than, let's say, Elton John doing a week at the Garden. I mean, it's unbelievable.
Well, Elton John isn't smart enough to then also, after you sell the tickets, take a bag and run it through the fucking place. Can you imagine if you went to a concert and then suddenly the Foo Fighters say, these amplifiers and these trucks cost money, we're going to need a little extra, and they run a bag in and you reach back in and throw cash? You would go, what are you, fucking nuts?
I never thought of it.
It's insane. It's just show business. It's literally just show business. Scott, you're on Ron and Fez.
Hey, buddies.
Yeah.
The leader of the ones with the comet, I believe his name was Marshall Applewhite.
The old Texas quarterback?
Say again?
Was that the old Texas quarterback?
No, this was the Heaven's Gate leader, and before they killed themselves, they all castrated themselves.
Yeah, that's where my belief would... Suddenly my faith would start to falter.
But they all got some new kicks out of the deal. They all had brand new sneakers on when they found them in there.
It's great with no balls. I don't give a fuck how nice those kicks are. Forget about it.
I would draw the line at castration.
I'll be like, I'm a believer with his balls. That's where I am. I'm one of the ones that has balls. Geez, you're on Ron and Fez. Geez, you're on the Ron and Fez show.
Hey, buddies.
Yeah.
I got two things for you. First was something from last week about the game show host. There is a black game show host, Stuart Scott on ESPN, Stump the Schwab. And second, I don't understand the whole judicial system for Saddam Hussein. I mean, is there a due process or whatever?
Well, they had a trial for him. A brand new government has had a trial for him, and now he even gets an appeal, right?
Yeah, the appeal goes to a panel of judges. They have an infinite amount of time to work on this appeal, but once the appeal is denied, according to their new law, he has to be executed within 30 days.
Well, what's your feeling, Gis, that this guy has been set up, that he had nothing to do with this?
I believe he's guilty as all hell, but I mean, shouldn't he be able to use his appeal as false provocation to go into war against his country?
Well, he's not being tried by the United States. He's being tried by his own people. And I'm sure that the sins are plenty there. My own personal thing is they should have shot him in the bottom of that fucking hole. But now I heard they drugged him and threw him in the hole. There's all kinds of crazy shit going around. But the fact of the matter is I don't know what system would find this guy innocent for anything.
Yeah.
Oh, I agree with that totally.
I mean, if he had to go around and keep getting tried for every murder, I mean, that's another 400 years worth of trials there.
Derek, you're on Ron and Fez.
Hey, Ron and Fez.
Yeah.
I just want to let you know, I don't know if you guys heard about this years ago, about this building in Orlando called the Majesty Building. I guess like a Christian group raises money for it. It's been there since 1999. It's still not even 50% completed, and rubes are still throwing in money to try to get it built up.
That's the beauty.
I know. Thanks, guys.
Yeah, you don't have to give them anything back. That's the beauty of the Christians. You don't have to return anything on the dollar. They don't expect it.
That building sounds like the Orlando's version of the Big Dig. It just keeps going and going and keep pumping money.
And money keeps flowing, and the builders, of course, are kicking back, and it's all a perfect scam. You gotta love it. You gotta love it. It's just carny stuff. That's all it is.
They got the Crystal Cathedral in San Diego with Robert Schuller, the evangelist there. And, of course, he talks about in some of his books how got a vision that he should have this glass church and everything. It's never a vision of, like, I stopped world hunger. It's always a really nice building.
I mean, at least in our church, we're like, hey, we're going to raise money to build a new bathroom. We raise the money. The next week, the bathroom's there. It's done.
Yeah, your church is perfect.
No, I'm not saying it's perfect.
You're the only one. How much of your money are you giving?
How much of my money?
Yeah.
10.
You give 10%?
10%.
You want 10% of my money, you better have a gun to my head. The only people that get my money have a gun to my head, the U.S. government. And it was up to what I felt like giving, they wouldn't get near what they're fucking pulling out of me. Here's Beaver Nation. You're on Ron and Fez.
Hey, this is Bobby from Oregon.
Hey.
Is this the Earl Douglas show?
It sure is. It's the Earl Douglas experience.
You know, I'm a big... beavers and ducks. We like our beavers and ducks, and they're 4-0. The beavers. They whooped them again, and I just got to say so much thanks. I went through Nevada, made some bets, and I got to thank Earl personally. The man is now called the Dude.
Thank you very much, and thank you for doing everything you can do to slow the show down. When you call, try to speak as slowly and as around the point as you possibly can. Do you have a person there named Earl?
Yes.
Is he the producer? Jason, you're on Ron and Fez.
What about the Reverend Billy Graham? 30 years of service, no scandals?
Is that your guy?
That's what I got.
All right, Billy Graham is your guy?
That's right.
Mine is still Mike Graham, Fezzy.
Oh, nice. Superstar Billy Graham's nephew.
Yeah. Mike Graham is the way I'll go for mine.
And I don't know if Billy Graham was exactly scandal-free. Not that he had any money problems or anything, but he was on those Nixon tapes, Jew bashing.
Oh, was he?
Yeah.
Well, maybe he was drunk. Obviously, you get a little loaded. That's where you want to go with it. Fez, how was your weekend? You went out over the weekend?
Yeah, I went to watch the Notre Dame game with Eastside Dave at McFadden's.
How did that go?
That was very nice. I actually had a good time. It was a big win over North Carolina for Notre Dame, so the game was pretty stress-free. I had a pretty good time just getting out of the house.
Dave?
I had a great time. A lot of fun. Had about 8 or 9 maybe Jack and Cokes, and we had great conversation, just the two of us.
Although I got a lot of emails from people telling me you were drunk dialing over the weekend, that they got crazy calls from you. I understand you punched a young lady in the jaw.
Oh,
what?
No. My arms flail sometimes. But,
Were the clothes fits to the young lady in the jaw?
No.
Now, this didn't happen while I was there.
And apparently you also showed up at a titty bar, acting somewhat crazy?
Well, yeah, it was on my stop to the subway. I went to Flash Dancers, and...
Now, what were you doing at Flash Dancers?
Well, there was a Pal Talk party. We were celebrating for this girl, Jamie. She's known as Flight Benefit on Pal Talk, and I decided, what the heck? The party was at McFadden's. Me and Fez were there at McFadden's. I'll stick around.
So wait a minute. You invite Fez out, but it's really just an excuse to go to a Pal Talk get-together.
Oh, nice. That's good to know.
I mean, it was a weird coincidence, sure. But, me and Fez usually like the McFadden's for the Notre Dame games, and the fact that they were coming there, I decided, what the heck, I'm going to stick around, even though...
Now, I heard you got a pretty outrageous lap dance.
Yes.
That was photographed, and then the guy from Flashdance confiscated the camera.
Yeah, I didn't do it. I mean, I was...
Now, this girlfriend of yours that you hide everything from, does she know that you're getting lap danced?
Oh, no, she didn't know about that. I was quite actually happy at the phenomenal security of Flash Dancers for confiscating this kid's camera.
Who all did you hang out with that night?
Let's see. There was Solera, Alki, Frenchie, Bobby Pantera, Winnie Cooper, like I mentioned, the birthday girl... Flight Benefit, that was pretty much, and there was a lot of Pal Talk people in general.
The Pal Talk people love the nudity and they love the partying, huh?
Yeah, there was some serious drinking going on, and I felt like I fit right in there. I might
Any
get one
girl-on-girl stuff?
I think there was some girl-on-girl stuff with Frenchie and someone else. I couldn't exactly remember the name of the person.
See, here's the problem. I'm asking you to bring back information. You're the fucking one in the middle of it all. You're the middle of the gossip today.
Well, no, I mean, there was I did witness a little coolness between Frenchie and Bobby Pantera, who said, oh, everything's fine. We're going to be friends after their breakup, and we'll be totally cool with each other. And, boy, it was brisk. Every time one of them saw...
Was this before or after you punched a woman in the face?
This was before I accidentally hit a girl who... was in my way while I was trying to sing.
Here's Flay. Flay, you're on Ron and Fez.
Good card holder 11.
Oh, there they are.
Face!
And I just want to say, I was at the party on Saturday, and Dave was out of his mind drunk.
Well,
what he was doing is he was bothering everybody when they were getting their lap dances. It's like people were saying that, and he'd go, hey, how are you enjoying it, buddy? And everyone's like, get away.
I wanted to know how they were, how was the experience?
People are paying for those things. Why are you interrupting their time?
Well, I like to know, what the product is before I invest my own cash in it, and I wanted to see.
At 3:30 in the morning, Dave is blazing drunk, and we're like, how are you even going to get home? And he just goes, I don't know, I'm just going to stumble to a bus station or something.
Here's what I love, too. I think Mikey D got some involvement with Flash Dancers. He does something with the girls there. I wish he would have shown up and seen you all shit-faced at his club.
That would have been big-time problems, yeah. There would have been probably some sort of little scuffle.
All right, Flea, who was the drunkest person there?
Probably the birthday girl and probably Dave.
All right, so you win the male award. We don't know whether you win overall, best in show, but you do bring up drunkest male.
Well, you remember, keep in mind, I was watching the game with Fez. We got there at, 2:30 for McFadden, so I had a humongous head start. And, yeah, by 1 o'clock in the morning...
How many drinks did you have with Fez?
8 or 9.
So you were already hammered when Fez left.
I felt pretty damn good, but I did not feel hammered. I like it was one of those weird times where it wasn't really hitting me.
You do not, but people, I got emails from the Pal Talkers, and friends of yours told me that you were drunk dialing all night. 2, 3 o'clock in the morning.
I did have a couple, I have some weird phone messages or text messages, one from Hosp, and
You do not know how to stay cool when you're fucking drinking.
I just gotta get rid of the phone.
I gotta say, sorry for interrupting. Sorry, even though Dave was a bit drunk, it was really cool to hang out with him the whole night. And a quick shout out to Happy Typing Girl and Maul for listening right now. How you doing, buddies?
Now, were they hanging out too?
Yeah, she is just pleasant as punch. Happy Typing Girl. I thought we had a real great bonding set. You know, not in a relationship way.
I wonder if she feels differently.
I'm sure she does, but no, just as a nice person type of deal. She was more than fun.
She was at the strip club?
She went to the strip club as well, yeah.
Boy, those Pal Talk girls.
And you broke, like, 2 of the cardinal rules of a strip club. You took a picture.
Right.
I'm surprised you didn't get thrown out. They usually throw you out for that.
Ask Don Vito what that's like. There are fucking shots of him all over the net.
It wasn't my picture, though.
And you're C-blocking other people's lap dances. That's just like the biggest no-no in the world.
No wonder at the sports bar, he was escorting me out the door to make sure I was on my way home, trying to make sure I got a ride so that big stupid Fez was out of the way and he could start going nuts.
I just had to get you out there as quickly as possible. I didn't want you to be bothered, because there's maybe a lot of people. I wanted, you're a superstar. I wanted you to get out of there,
Oh, so I'm retarded.
The superstar gets sent home early before the fun starts.
Mr. Important.
Reggie Jackson would have been there till 3:30.
Well, you're an important person. I thought you had to get, just get on your way.
All right, Doug, you're on Ron and Fez.
Dick Holder number.
Face.
Yes.
Yeah, girl action going on.
Say that again, Doug.
Happy Typing Girl took pictures of girl-on-girl action that took place that night. If it had tits on it, Frenchie had her tongue in the mouth. I can tell you that much. And all the pictures are on the fullblownaids.com. It's Eastside Dave's website.
All right, thank you very much. Now, did you go back and check your own site, Dave?
I did a little bit, and I was bothered by some of the comments that Dave is out of control. We need to get Dave help. Again, it's Saturday, first of all. It's time to let the hair down.
It's a business thing. You're with Fez. You're with the listeners. You're not off in your own private world. When it starts to fuck up is when people at work start to hear about your behavior. And it's a reflection.
Yeah, in that way, it was a throwback. It was one of those times where I was very, the behavior was a little inappropriate, I guess. But I wasn't the only one, Mr. B. Frenchie was pinching the bruise the whole night.
Frenchie doesn't work for the show. She doesn't work for XM.
Well, that's true.
She's a customer.
Yeah. Sometimes I have a hard time distinguishing that, I guess.
Fez, did Dave drop subtle hints that you needed to go, or it was just very...
Oh, yeah, it was things like, he kept talking about what time the game would be over, because Notre Dame did start at 2:30, and he kept talking about, this game is running really long. It's been on 3 hours, and we're not even halfway through the fourth quarter.
Let me guess this. Did you grab the tab, or did he, Fez?
I refused to grab the tab this time.
Wow, you are cheap. Dave, you had to pay?
Yeah, I paid.
So I guess he won't be asking you next time. Big A. Oh, my spy is there, Big A. He tells me that everything's going on. Hi, Big A.
Yes, Ron. Fez. I was also at the party, and I'd like to thank Mafia Life Chris. He's the person who set up flash dances and.
Oh, he set it up for everybody.
Yes, I want to thank him, setting it all up.
Now, Big A, how was Dave that night?
He was out of control.
Wow.
Well, thanks a lot, eh? Anthony, we were having a lot of fun together, Anthony. I don't call you by that nickname. I give you respect, and there you go.
What was he doing, Big A?
He was just being, Dave, he's being a nuisance.
Just being a drunk nuisance.
Yes.
Wow. I don't really see that, Andrew. I've just called him Anthony, by the way, twice, and his name is Andrew, so.
Still a little hungover, are you?
No.
Let's just go with Big A, the name that everybody uses on the show.
Yeah, of course.
Instead of trying to confuse the world.
Okay, well, Big A, it was a pleasure hanging out with you, even though if you thought I was a little annoying, what can I do? What can I tell you, you know? I'm a chatterbox when I have a couple cocktails. I like to chat, I like to sing, do a little dance even.
All right, thanks, Big A.
All right, take care, man.
All right, bye. Nicest man in the world. You know if he's going to say somebody was out of control, they had to be way out of control.
He was also very sober.
Big A let Hitler be himself. That's how easygoing he is. John, you're on Ron and Fez.
What up, Ron and Fezzy?
Hey, buddy.
Yo, see, I don't think Dave was so much out of control. Like, I think he was all right. He was well behaved up to the point when we started doing shots before he even got to flash dancers, and then decided to throw up all over the booth.
You threw up in the booth?
No, I hiccuped, and there was a lot of foam in my stomach, and yes, some of it came out onto my sweatshirt.
Sweatshirt, dude, it went on the booth, and then we had to get him like a little champagne, the bucket that you put champagne in, so he could fill that up with puke. So no more shot for Dave.
That's what I always say. I don't know why people don't believe me. I have to do a shot here, a shot there. It's not good.
Yeah, but when you're in a booth, puking into a fucking bucket, Dave, that's not I'm out having a good time. If you're 18, you can get away with it. If you're 29, you're a degenerate drunk.
I understand that, Mr. B. I thought it was a hiccup. I mean, how am I supposed to predict if something's a hiccup or a small piece of vomit? All right, I tried to make a judgment. I thought it was a hiccup I could let loose and say it came out.
Dave, I got no problem with you being an alcoholic fucking imbecile who can't do his job. But you cannot be doing it with the listeners.
I agree.
Even the Pal Talk fucking maniacs. Well, I guess they're just, you're 100 and they're like a 95. These fuckers are looking down on you.
Yeah, that's not a good
The Pal Talkers who spend half the night with their fucking asses out are going, this Dave is out of control. Something's wrong with him.
And when I was leaving McFadden's, he had his coat on, he followed me outside and was giving me the illusion that he was on his way home, trying to figure out where the nearest subway station was.
Your grandma right now, Fez. You have no idea what your grandson is like. All right, here's Mafia Life, Chris. How you doing, Chris?
Hey, what's going on, guys?
Yeah.
Hey, Dave, who bought you the lap dance?
I think, was that you, Chris? I don't recall. That was
sir.
Okay.
Yes, sir. I bought you the lap dance.
And what was that puppy's name? Get him a Cocker Spaniel and shove it down his pants. The only thing that turns him on.
I thought I saw some titty sucking action, and I was thinking blackmail and some cash maybe in the long run, you know?
All right, so wait a minute, Dave. Does your girlfriend know that you're licking on tits?
No.
You live a lie. You live a fucking lie.
My mouth was close. There was no actual tit sucking.
Let's call Claire right now and tell her that you were getting a lap dance and see if you ain't going to be fucking sitting at home alone tonight.
Oh, we can't do that. Yeah, that was.
I think I got the photo, Ron.
Send it away, Ron and Fez at AOL. I want to get every photo. Ron and Fez at AOL.
I hope that's not necessary.
How long do I have to be affiliated with the show to be called Mafia Life Chris? 6 years, 7 years?
Yeah.
Love you guys.
All right, see you later. I miss your old name, Nemo Cakes. 866 Ron Zero Fez. 866 Ron Zero Fez. All right, here's our good friend Solera. Solera, how are you, darling?
Hey, guys, how are you?
Good, honey.
I'm calling to apologize. I was responsible for Dave staying there, but I did not go to the strip club because I'm a responsible adult and I was too drunk.
Right.
And I went home.
Plus, you're still looking for your sister's purse.
Yeah, well, we're on that mad search for it. Apparently, we have to go to the Boogie Down to find it.
All right, so you told him it was okay for him to go to the titty bar?
No, I had no idea, and I would not take part in that. And I was actually upset with people who left the wandering maniac in the streets because Dave cannot be let out alone.
No, he really is. He's
to be responsible for him and put him in transit of some sort to get to his home at the end of the night.
Yeah.
because anytime, usually when we saw him partying, West Side, his girlfriend, was always there.
That's true. When we used to know him before he started with the show, he was never on solo.
Well, we had a nice little deal. I drive up to the bar, she drives home. We split the responsibilities 50-50.
You're puking in buckets. You're rubbing your big fat fucking redhead all in women's tits.
Oh,
you're out of control.
And he owes me an apology because he kept dedicating songs to me, the words of which he forgot, and the only one he remembered was "Hit the Road, Jack."
You're singing again, Dave?
I have. That's an Irish gene
Hit the road, Jack, and don't you come back.
Yeah.
No more. This one's for you, Solera. This one's for you.
It's never his fault. It's the history of Ireland's fault or someone else's.
Yeah.
Anyone who bought him a shot, they're the blame.
He's his genes.
Who doesn't like a nice song? Who doesn't like to be whistle Dixie to from time to time?
All right, here's the thing. You lost your Fez Watley privileges. A, you're running up tabs that he won't even pay him. Fez, I want you to go out with Mikey Boy and Pantera now to the games. And Dave, you're banned.
I'm banned from...
Because I'm walking Fez through a difficult time in his life. I don't need him abandoned by you on a Saturday night.
Here's the thing. I'm having trouble because a lot of things are reminding me of what happened last year. Mm-hmm. This is Heart Attack Week. And a year ago, I was at that same bar in pain having the heart attack as part of that week. I'm trying to forget about it. I'm focusing on a good game. A play comes up. This nut screams out. He must have done it 3 or 4 times. Oh, that scared the hell out of me. I thought I was having a heart attack.
I forgot who I was sitting next to. And look, that's an American cliche. As famous as apple pie, people
You're in
say
charge of Fez. You
Right.
know what he's been going through.
Yeah.
We're taking care of him like he's an AIDS baby this whole week.
I was trying to be calm. I thought I was pretty calm with Fez, to be honest. It's just the party, maybe, spiraling.
You ran up a fucking tab on him. You had 9 or 10 Jack and Cokes while he's sitting there.
Yeah, but I had all intention of paying that because I purposely didn't bring any cash to the bar.
Smart.
So that I could have my debit card, my Chase debit card, and this way I was going to get the bill no matter what.
I had no idea you were a debit card holder.
Like you did last time?
Well, I wasn't going to skip out on Mr. W, the captain. No way.
All right, Solera.
See you guys later.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
No, I was just escorted to the door. Get out. I got more fun to have.
I'm telling you, I'm thinking about showing up at these pal talk parties. Women on women, drinking all hours of the night.
Oh, it was a heck of a lot of fun.
Yeah. I got to get involved with the pal talk.
Dave, did you pass out at the strip club?
No. See? There you go. And that was just me being attentive.
He was too busy throwing up in his own mouth.
Oh.
He fucking passes out. He's Jimi Hendrix.
That was an extended burp. Again, that hit.
Dan, you're on Ron and Fez.
Hey, Ron, I'm sorry, but this is all your fault for hiring a hot dog vendor as a radio producer.
You know what? I'm going to probably have to agree with you right now. And I'll send you into the big-ass prize closet for giving out the fact that I am to blame for all this. I let a guy... I took a guy away from his dirty water dogs and brought him into a production studio.
Yeah.
I was wrong.
He saved my life, Mr. B. It's been a wonderful ride.
Cost Fez his.
No.
Well, the worst thing, if he got that drunk at his old job, is people on the street start getting free dogs.
Kelly, you're on Ron and Fez.
Hi, guys. I had the wonderful opportunity to meet Dave on Saturday night at the bar, and he was hammered. He just kept telling me how much he loved me, and it was the first time I met him, and giving me hugs and kisses on the head.
You're a pal talker?
I am a pal talker, yes.
All right, what's your name on there?
I'm one buff girl. People know me as Buffy, and most of the people from that night know me as the blonde with the low-cut pink shirt on.
What girl were you making out with that night?
I was getting attacked by Frenchie. Frenchie was attacking me. Every time I walked by, she was ripping my shirt off and trying to suck my nipples, and especially the pierced one. And one of the other chicks was too, but I didn't end up making out with any of the girls. But I was getting molested as I walked by each time.
That's some gang. That is some gang. The PTs.
Good times.
All right, bye-bye, honey. Why do I tell fucking your girlfriend?
I don't think that's
that you're
necessary.
going around telling strangers you love them.
I wish you wouldn't. I don't see why that's pertinent at all. You know, we have a... When I say I love you, it's... Jesus said that to people. It's pretty much the same thing. I love mostly everyone in the
Good,
world.
you explain that to your girlfriend. After I tell them that you're like Jesus, you love everybody.
Turning water into shots.
Only Jesus didn't throw up in his own mouth. That's the big difference.
He could have. I mean, there's no witnesses around that time.
So you're saying that Jesus got so drunk that he threw up in his own mouth and then they had to hand him a champagne bucket?
They probably didn't have to hand him anything. He could probably clean it up by waving his magic fingers over it.
Find me the verse that says Jesus puked.
First of all, he didn't have magic fingers. You're acting like he's Lance Burton. You're acting like Jesus was doing 9 shows a week in Vegas.
Hey, he was magical.
These are miracles, not tricks.
I know. I'm not saying they were illusions, but he was a magic guy.
All right, let's talk to somebody who's sensible. Turtle, you're on the Ron and Fez show.
Son of a bitch.
Hey, buddies.
Hey,
Don't
pal.
be a dick holder.
Yeah.
I am stunned, and I didn't think it was possible, but it sounds like Howdy Doody there is even more annoying after work. See ya!
You fucker, you son of a... Okay, always with the hang-up, huh? Turtle, hit and run, Papa Joe.
What do you mean by Papa Joe?
Whatever. There's no meaning for it.
Seriously. I want to know what your insult Papa Joe meant.
Papa Joe, like he's a dirty guy. Like just like sloppy Joes and Papas just fucking do
that
something.
That doesn't make sense.
It makes plain sense to me.
You just called him Hemingway.
Dirty pool, Turtle. Always hanging up. Dirty. At FBA and at Pal Talk, we play fair.
No Papa Joes over there? You fucking idiot.
There's nothing but clean rules and good behavior over there. And some fun and wild times.
You're Papa Zoe.
Bruce, you're on Ron and Fez.
Yeah, I just want to know what happened to Dave shirking on his responsibilities. He's supposed to take Fez to the park, throw a little frisbee after the ball game.
That is true. Everybody this weekend was supposed to take care of Fez. I had him on Saturday. I took him to the New York Marathon, got him some food, brought him back to my house. We watched the ball game.
I had left the Frisbee at home. So I thought, rather than do that, I'll walk Fez out. We'll talk. We'll chat outside, get some fresh air. And then, I'll direct him to cab or Subway or something.
I was basically booted to the curb. I had no idea he had a whole night of partying ahead of him that I was, a big anchored on.
You were his way in. He's probably telling funny Fez jokes all night. Oh, I had to take care of Grandma today.
Did you at least invite him? It's like, hey, we're going to be hanging out a little bit later. Do you want to hang out with us?
He's he's an elite guy. He doesn't. I thought he doesn't need that.
Just the opposite, Earl. He was telling me he was going home. He wasn't going to hang around in the city any longer.
That was my original plan, but Solera and Alki talked me into it a little bit.
Yes, and a good 9-10 hours go by, and then apparently you call everybody on the phone that night except for Fez.
Yeah, I didn't get a call.
I thought you'd be sleeping. It's nap time.
What's that bastard remark supposed to mean?
It means that you're a sick old lady, and you would not enjoy the fun.
But you could have picked up the phone and like, hey, I know you're on your way home, but, hey, the guys, they invited me out. Would you like to join us? I know you're on your way home, but if you want to come back, here's where we're going to be.
I was thinking for him, and I didn't want to...
Why, because he's too stupid?
No, he's highly intelligent. But I thought, it's good for me to make a decision for Fez.
Because I'm Rosie O'Donnell in that Retard on the Bus movie.
Well, I didn't want you to feel pressured into staying, because you knew that your pal, me, your buddy Dave was going to stay. I didn't want you to say, oh, if Dave stays, I have to stay. So
Marty, you're on Ron and Fez.
Hey, buddies, how's it going?
Good.
I think it's about time you tell Westside about Dave, man. This has been going on way too long, man.
You know what? Now, after the big ice cream party, and by the way, you made Fez feel terrible about that ice cream party. I feel now that Westside and I are friends. Now, if you had a friend, Fezzy, who her boyfriend was running around telling women drunkenly that he loves them, he's sucking on titties, he's puking in buckets in front of her, basically Danny Bonaducci. She is living with Danny Bonaducci, but unlike Danny Bonaducci's killjoy wife, Westside is oblivious.
Well, yeah, and you are friends with her, especially
and
after
then
ice cream.
You told her that Fez called her dog face,
which I never did.
Are you sure?
I'm sure.
Because I know I was at that fucking restaurant, everything stops on a dime. I have to look up from my ice cream to see 4 women just staring icily at Fez.
I had made a joke at her expense, but I never said anything about her physical makeup. Never called her dog face.
I say anything about her looks.
Nothing about her looks, I swear to you.
That's not what I remember.
What happened when you told her that?
She was very upset. Very, very upset. And then I said, he also made fun of your educational level, saying you're only as smart as a 4th grader.
Why are you explaining it to her? She was sitting right there. She knows I didn't call her dog face.
Yeah, but she was confused, and I can usually...
Why were all the girls mad at you, Fez?
Because I had made one girl feel uncomfortable, so, of course, the gang mentality.
That is true. You're right. You know what? If a guy sees another guy in trouble, he laughs. But if a girl sees another girl in trouble, it's like a fucking pack of wolves. They all come in together and start to fight the rhino.
You really have to have balls to do ball busting.
Good point. That you need to learn from that. You can't talk to them the way we talk to each other.
Yeah, there's no sort of any sort of vag busting.
Oh, I hope not.
It was pretty cool because now she feels like a bond with those girls. So in a way, like Fez rekindled the friendship between Ron and Westside.
By the way, those girls will tell her in a heartbeat now because all those girls listen to this show.
And they'll tell her what? About things that I say on the air?
Yes.
Well, then she's not allowed to ever hang out with Christine, Tracy, or Mrs. B ever. Ever.
Ever?
Ever.
There's going to be another ice cream party eventually, I would hope.
Here's Jamie, you're on Ron and Fez.
Hey, guys, how you doing?
Yeah.
You're giving him quite a hard time. He wasn't that badly behaved.
I don't know about it. Now, you were there, Jamie?
It was my party.
Oh, this is your party.
Flight benefit.
Yeah, and Fezzy, I asked you to stay right before you left, and you said, no, I have to go, and you and Dave walked out. And about 15 minutes later, Dave was back, and... yeah, he hung out until the very end.
Jamie, I had no idea that was you. That you were that person.
Yeah, that was me.
And it was a wonderful time, Jamie. We oh boy.
No, she was the one that was just as drunk as Dave. This is the report.
That's the alleged.
No, I was not that drunk. Definitely not that drunk.
Jamie, were you getting lap dances?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
We actually
Pal Talk party.
We got kicked out of the strip club at one point because one of the other Pal Talk girls was giving me a lap dance.
What other girl?
Beach Bunny.
Beach Bunny. Wow.
So you guys need to start coming to these Pal Talk parties.
I got to start coming.
Yes, absolutely.
I got to become friends with the Pal Talkers.
You need to become friends with Flight Benefit.
I'm even thinking of getting like a camera and a microchip or however they set up those Pal Talks. I'm thinking.
Now you do sound like a grandmother.
I gotta get hooked up to the internet, to the Pal Talk world.
Yeah, because you're so responsible. You can handle things and not get in trouble.
Well, you might see some firecrotch shots, but why not? It's 2 o'clock in the morning.
Stop it. Jamie, thanks so much.
All right, thanks, guys.
All right, invite us to the next big party.
I tell you what, these parties, forget about it. I mean, this was the way RonFez, .net party, when they hosted it. That's the way
old days?
Yeah, the old days. Just
before it turned into wine and cheese parties?
Exactly. It was just nuts, man.
That is actually the way we met Dave, was under these circumstances. So we can't act overly surprised, but we thought he matured a little bit.
He was a maniac then, but then we always get promises now. Oh, don't worry about me. I won't be drinking. Next thing you know, it's shots and Jack and Coke and vomit on his shirt.
But when women are being thrown out of a titty bar, you can't be more... I mean, first of all, their whole point is to keep women in there. When they're chucking women out, these Pal Talk girls must be off the hook.
Absolutely. And it was Saturday Night Special. That's what I call it. I mean, I have to.
You don't call it. Yeah, but you don't do any of this stuff in front of your girlfriend. So don't act like you gotta be you, because we see you living a lie.
I mean, I do drink sometimes in front of her. I probably don't, do the drunk dialing, and I definitely don't do strip clubs, yeah.
You don't go picking up other chicks in front of her?
No, you're right about that.
All right.
Because you're not allowed to do any of those things, Dave.
Have the two of you ever gone to a strip club together?
Yes, once. It was really the most uncomfortable moment of my life, so I can't even tell her about strip clubs now.
Hey, baby doll.
Hello. I'd like to say Dave was very well behaved, but Frenchie wasn't.
Yeah.
Frenchie was the one raping all the girls, and she burnt me with her cigarette and put a hole through my shirt. I had to walk around with a hole in my shirt the whole day.
All right, so you're one of the Pal Talk girls?
Yes.
So you thought Dave, not so bad, Frenchie was off the hook.
Dave was just sitting at the bar the whole time behaving himself very well.
It really is true that if Frenchie was a guy, she'd be arrested as a rapist. And that is an absolute truism. No guy would get away with what she does.
No, not at all.
I nearly had my cowbell bruise was almost totally healed. And she grabs things so hard. It's like a lobster, and she twists. And
Would you stop crying? You're a fucking guy.
It's third degree assault.
Now, baby doll. Oh, she's gone. Did you remember her, Dave?
Yeah.
Is she the only baby doll on Pal Talk, or is there others?
No, I think she's the baby doll.
Okay.
Yeah, it's great. The baby doll, one buff girl, flight benefit, all these names. They're really good chicks. Happy typing girl, exactly.
All wild?
All wild. All fun. And I learned many, if not all of them, are on FBA, too. So, once again, we just see it's the place to be.
What about your girlfriend? You want her a part of all this action? She's a fun girl.
I don't want her on Pal Talk, no.
Unhappy dating Dave girl.
Darren, you're on Ron and Fez.
Hey, buddy.
Yeah.
Fezzy, I got to let you know that a couple of months ago on the air, you actually said that Dave's girlfriend had a dog face.
Maybe that's why he's held on to it for all this time, Fez.
Oh, maybe that's what it was. But trust me, I never said that to her actual face.
You said it off the air then? I mean, you said it when she wasn't around? Why would you say such a thing?
I must have made the joke when he was revealing that he had been with a husky, with a dog.
That is
no,
what
it was
you
actually
said.
pre-dog. It was definitely pre-dog.
I can't imagine where that would even come up.
I'm going to say wait for next week. I'm going to give Fez a week to defend himself with this. This is not his week where we get to accuse him of stuff. I find it hard to believe, but, if we have to go back for tape. I never thought he was going to be a joke thief until today. But someday, in the future, I will bust it on him. This is your week, Fezzy.
Thank you. I appreciate that.
This is your week.
And that pants joke, by the way, I believe is public domain.
Paul, you're on Ron and Fez.
It's Maul, not Paul, with an M. And Dick Card Holder 909.
Face!
I just wanted to defend Happy Typing Girl. She's a bit upset. She was not out of control. She's the nice, quiet one. She's the mother hen of Pal Talk, as they say.
Oh, is that right?
I totally agree with that, too. She's definitely like a leader. And yeah, I never thought she was out of control.
Who said she was out of control?
Dave just did.
No, I said it was a wild party, but I'm not going to... Happy Typing Girl was pleasant, was phenomenal. She's very, very low-key.
She's really upset on Pal Talk. So I just wanted to defend her.
She was nice and totally in control. If there was anyone out of control, it was probably me and the birthday girl flight benefit.
Okay, I gotta give a quick shout out to my boy Jason, who's calling me right now, and his girlfriend Andrea. Bye.
Well, just say hey to him when you answer your phone.
Shout out is a public thing, Fez. It's like when you're talking to your dogs.
My dogs?
Mm-hmm.
I don't have any pets.
It's DAWGS dogs.
Well, that's misspelled.
Well, Dave, now I'm glad that you got other people mad at you. I hope you're banned from Pal Talk. Can you imagine?
No.
What a drunk you'd have to be not to be invited to their parties?
Please don't ban me. I'm looking forward to the next one. Happy Typing Girl was very much in control.
When are you going to be the next one? They should have it like on a Thursday or something so they can guarantee you won't drink so much.
Why? So I'm drinking Thursday this week.
Yeah, last Tuesday for the Halloween party. But that's a party. That's a... Holy mackerel.
You're drinking every day.
No,
you're telling us you're not. But you could not come in here as ill-prepared as you are on a daily basis.
No, I was, yes, I was drinking on Tuesday.
Marianne, you're on Ron and Fez.
Hey, guys. I just have to say, I kind of want to put up for Fez here a little bit because Dave's girlfriend got so insulted that he insulted her education. And yet I have to go out on a limb here and say, you know, I don't know the girl at all, but, you know, if she's dating this guy, you're telling me she can't figure out any of this stuff that this guy's doing?
Well, don't you think that there's book smart and there's street smart? So maybe she's book smart, but she's got to be an idiot to say Dave is my boyfriend and to go out at night.
I gotta go with
and
you.
it ain't for the way you look, Dave, or it's the way you act and the fact that you constantly lie to her. That you're living a double life.
Well, the lies, yes, my little acting performances, but she is very intelligent. She has a master's for crying out loud.
I believe that. But she has to be stupid to believe you.
She doesn't have a lot of street smarts. I'll be the first to admit that.
And for some reason, this came up not too long ago, that you said that when she found one of your porns or he showed up on TV, she screamed.
Yeah, she yelled.
Porn!
And I said I have to watch these for the show. I said I was doing research. And she believed it. And now I bury all my porns in the bottom of my hamper, including the midget porn.
And God knows she doesn't do the wash, so you're fucking safe.
She's not going through those shorts.
We smell those rusty fucking clothes you come wearing in here every day.
Yeah, Dave, go ahead, Dave, and lift up your arms right now for everyone to see.
I don't think I'm fine.
Giant hole in the armpit again on this shirt. It's a shirt that I don't even know if I've seen before, and yet there's a giant hole in the armpit.
I can't help it if Astoria Laundromat destroys my clothes every time I bring it there.
That must be where the porn ripped it.
Time before she finds out about you and your toast.
No, you know what? The other day, I did actually mention to her about the jelly. I still haven't told her the dog story yet, though.
You told her you fucked a jar of jelly?
I did.
What'd she say to that?
She was not pleased.
Well, was she turned on?
I gauged her personality and said, well, now if I tell her the dog, it's probably over. So I'll maybe do...
Do you honestly think she would break up with you if she knew how you really were?
Yeah, I mean, if I unloaded all of this on her at once, that's why I'm just going to break her one story every 5 or 6 months. No, I don't really.
I'll do it to her on the air. I'll do it very easily.
Oh, we'd love to do that.
Hey, Ron?
Yeah.
I just want to put this one thing forward from an earlier show. I don't even know if Dave remembers it, but you could check the tapes. He also said that he doesn't really care if she gets hers. He just, as long as he's, gotten his...
Are you talking about sexual climax stuff?
Exactly.
I don't think I said... Well, if I did, fine. What the fucking 87% of guys are like that.
I'm sure you said it.
This is the girl you're going to marry, though. You got to treat her with a little respect.
I give her a fucking solid 12 minutes every single time. I mean, that's pretty damn good.
Solid 12 minutes of what?
Sex.
Yeah, but what about the rest of your life?
I take out the trash. She never takes out the trash. She doesn't like touching it. I always take out the trash. I do the dishes. Sure, she cooks every day. And she has to lug my laundry to the laundromat. That she's not pleased about that. But besides that, I contribute. I make her laugh. I make her smile.
So you load the dishwasher, and that way you get to fuck dogs. That's the fair trade-off there.
See, now, was that another dog face comment? Because...
It does seem that way.
That was...
But you know what? Let's lay off them. This is week.
All right.
How close are you to crying today, Fez?
Oh, I'm sure I'm right about there.
This is... Right now, you're about to break your 2-show streak. So I want today to be the day you break.
I'd like to have it up like those industrial accident signs in a factory. How many days without?
We'll be right back. Ron and Fez Show.
You're listening to Ron and Fez on XM 202.
Well, it's about time.
Show. Well, not me, baby. I'm too precious. Oh, fuck up. Yeah, it is the Ron and Fez Show. 866-RON-0-FEZ. 866-RON-0-FEZ.
I just want to apologize, get it all on table.
First of all, your time is over.
Oh, okay.
The fact that you could have, if we let you apologize for every moment you need to apologize, we'd have nothing else in the show.
Well, that's true. But just this one time, if you can make an exception?
No, I really don't want to make an exception. Fez, are you in the mood for an exception? Do you want to hear yet another one of his apologies?
No, I don't think I would ever be in a mood for an exception.
Well, can I just say I'm sorry then?
That's the same as an apology. Well, it's the same exact thing, Red.
It's at least it's less formal than saying I apologize. And if I could, I'd just like to say I'm sorry to Happy Typing Girl because she was very much in control.
And what'd you do? You drug her down into your level?
No, well, I don't want anyone to get confused. She was great. She was
I'm
the
glad
leader.
she's bad-mouthing you on Pal Talk right now as we speak.
Please
I'm excited about that. She right now, she's my second favorite person, right behind Turtle, who hates you. So right now, how I feel like, I have a lot of common with that person, is if they can't stand you.
No, she was steady as a rock. I don't know if anyone got misinterpreted what I said. She was very cool, very, very...
Forget your apologies because everyone knows the state of mind you were in. You were puking on yourself. Who's going to count on your recollection of anything? Who was good, who was bad?
But I still need to say it on the public record because everything we say is on.
Did you want to apologize to Bobby Pantera?
Yes, I'll apologize to Bobby P.
For what?
For just saying the things about maybe Frenchie and how I thought they were very cold towards one another and they promised to stay friends after their little breakup, and maybe I shouldn't have spilled that.
It's none of your business, right?
Probably not.
Matter of fact, we wouldn't have heard anything about this party if you didn't bring it up. You brought it up, and then people started to dime on you.
I like to inform.
I like to move away. You like to inform everybody but your girlfriend. And again, now we go back to the same topic, and I don't want to do it.
Alrighty.
All right, so you just sit there quietly and shuffle your papers. You know, you were supposed to be the gossip columnist for all the Internet stuff, and yet you can't seem to stop from being the person that's gossiped about.
I don't know.
That's what you asked us if you could be. And how long ago did this happen? A month?
Yeah, at least a month.
You told us that you had an opening. Do you have it now? You've had it for a month. I still haven't listened yet.
Uh-huh.
Could we listen, Earl? All right, let's hear it.
Razzle Dazzle. It's Bored Gossip with Eastside Dave.
A little gossip, a little chat, a little idle talk.
Where's that fucking music from?
It's called, the name of the song is called Gossip.
From where?
It's from some musical that I found, like some musical in the 40s.
It's awful.
I think it's wonderful. I think it's just...
Let me hear it again, from the beginning.
Sorry about that.
God, it really sucks.
Razzle Dazzle. It's Bored Gossip with Eastside Dave.
I'm already bored.
Gossip, a little...
All right, let me hear one thing like you would do if we ever allowed you. By the way, I just pointed out to everybody, he's had this for a month, and this was the first time I'd even allow myself to hear it.
Well, with those production values, I can understand why it took a month's time.
Hey, everybody. Missy, Angry Missy from RonFez.net. Well, her company has 2 IT positions open. Huh? If you want a job, go contact Angry Missy right now. Remember,
this isn't gossip. This is a PSA.
There's some gossip in here.
This is morning announcements at the school.
Okay. Well, that's one thing. Hey, everyone. If you want to be a dick holder, sign up.
All right, this is not gossip. Again, this is PSAs.
We should be hearing about board feuds, who hates who's sneaking around with who.
But the only thing is, that would be Dave. He is the center of all this.
That's true. I'm trying to find non-Dave material.
So you couldn't pull it off?
Well, I'm going to keep working on the threads themselves. I do have a mailbox, though, that I'd like to possibly do. A trip into Dave's mailbox?
No.
No?
Because the fucking piece was called something else.
Yeah.
So it wasn't called Dave's Mailbox. There is no Dave's Mailbox bit.
I have an opener for it, though.
You couldn't make this one work. Martin, you're on Ron and Fez.
Hey, I believe that music's from Man of La Mancha.
You know, just knowing that, Martin, You stink of cum. 866-RUN-0-FEZ. 866-RUN-0-FEZ. And not your own, Martin.
Probably Doogie Howser's. Neil Patrick Harris came out of the closet over the weekend.
And there's a shocker. No one expected a guy named Doogie to be gay.
Telling People magazine he's a very content gay man living his life to the fullest. So
he's keeping his ass to the fullest.
So Doogie, he's also on that show How I Met Your Mother, and I guess on that character he's supposed to be a real ladies' man. Don't know how long that's going to be able to stay together. ABC News did an undercover investigation that shows Army recruiters telling students things like, the war in Iraq is over and that we're not sending people there anymore. In fact, we're bringing people home.
Army recruiters lie through their ass to get these imbecile kids into this situation, and always have. This is going on forever.
Yeah, some of this footage, they showed one recruiter telling a young lady, hey, if you don't like it, you can always quit.
I had friends that went in on that buddy thing. Remember when they used to do the buddy gimmick, like two pals go in together, and they're going to be in the same platoon, like Gomer and his friends? And they said they barely saw each other. They would be marching by and see the other guy at attention.
They're scary people. After 9/11, I did, get, very patriotic, and I did sign up, or I took tests for the Army.
Uh-huh.
And then I realized, I talked about it with my parents, and they said, do not join the Army. You're our son, we love you, but you are a bit of a screw-up.
You were the soldiers John Kerry was talking about.
See, that's the thing, that John Kerry got in trouble for that. And obviously I know it was meant as a fucking, joke against the president. Yet, if you are a father, you do threaten your kid all the time with, you're going to be so stupid, you're going to end up in the Army in Iraq.
Yeah.
Fathers do that all the time. And yet, we have to act like we don't in real life and say, oh, I support the troops. But your old man said it to you. None of you guys are fathers, but if you did have kids, you would say the same thing.
Yeah, my mom said she would get my dad to break my legs so that I couldn't pass the physical.
You wouldn't be able to pass the mental physical.
My father said that to my brother and I all the time. Like, you need some discipline. You should join the Army, the Marines. They'll discipline you. They won't make you so stupid.
Well, Earl, that's the exact opposite. But you're winning bets for me, so it's fun just to have you anyway. Bill, you're on Ron and Fez.
29.875, my brothers.
Yeah, bro.
Hoo-ah! A perfect theme song for Eastside Dave would be the theme to the Howdy Doody show.
Ouch.
I don't have freckles, really.
You look like, yes, you do.
Okay, fine.
You're covered in them.
But I used to have a lot more. No, I don't think I look like how they do that.
You look like you've been bleached.
I haven't.
You are too white for Aryans. Hitler would be like, ugh, that is way too white.
It's an Irish
Your
face.
mom should have been forced to sleep with a Puerto Rican just so that you would come out white.
Thanks, Earl.
Oh, look, it's time for Board Gossip with Eastside Dave.
Angry man.
Robert, you're on Ron and Fez.
Hey, guys. Hey, listen, you guys talking about these recruiters, man. I got sucked into that shit when I was in high school. Joined the Coast Guard. They got me and a buddy of mine on the buddy system. Fucking saw each other after that.
Yeah, is that what it used to be called, the buddy system?
Yeah, totally.
Where they act like, oh, you two guys will see the world together.
Yeah, that's bullshit. They also showed me a recruiting film of this patrol boat that would do a 360 and ride itself and keep going. It was the coolest thing ever. I spent 4 years in there and never saw that fucker.
Well, that's in Eureka, California.
I hear you, man.
My brother used to actually drive that fucking boat.
Oh,
Used to hit a wave, right? And the surf was so hard that the only thing that the boat could do is spin upside down. So you're upside down in this wave for a moment before it pops back up the other way.
That's amazing. I've never heard of this thing.
Never.
Well, they didn't have one in Florida. But, I believe it's the only place that has it. So really, you're really down to, one station in the whole country. But I think it sounds goddamn terrifying to be upside down in a boat underwater.
Yeah, well, you don't know if it's going to come back up.
Yes, you do know, but you're upside down. You're still going to have feelings of panic. But the whole boat is built to do that. Beeb, you're on Ron and Fez.
What's going on, fellas?
Hey, brother.
Hey, back in me and my buddy, the Marine recruiter, said if we went in, we were going to get a pussy. Put us in on the buddy program. we figured out it was bullshit, so we both had to flunk out of high school, so we didn't go.
Smart move. That's what you got to do. You and your friend really beat the system. Be too stupid for them. Peace. Joe, you're on the Ron and Fez show. How are you? Go ahead, Joe.
Yeah, I used to know a minister who said the only scholarship his grandson could get was a full ride to the University of Baghdad.
All right, peace out. 866 Ron Zero Fez. 866 Ron Zero Fez.
They had some poor mom on there where she was saying that they actually told her son he would not go to Iraq. They guaranteed him, and next thing you know, he's actually getting shot over there.
Well, Fez, what do you expect? No, I mean, this is not a new thing. This has gone on forever. The Michael Moore thing had those guys chasing kids through. So, again, if you're in that deal where it's the same as a televangelist, if you're going to be a fucking follower of one of these people, you deserve anything that you get. Any fucking woman showing up on TV going, I was dumb enough to fucking believe them that they don't send people to Iraq, you're out of your mind. Mike, hold on, let me try again. Mike, you're on the Ron and Fez show.
Hey,
Mike.
Ronnie?
Yeah.
Yeah, hey, Ronnie. I'm from Canada, right? And I got a 16-year-old son, and this fucking kid, he wouldn't quit smoking pot to save his life. He was coming home from school almost every fucking day, thrown out of his mind on weed. So I told him, hey, man, you got to either clear out or quit smoking the weed or you got to go join the Army. So he says, okay, I'm going to talk to the recruiter. The fucking recruiter tells him, don't worry about it. You can keep smoking weed. We don't really care that much about it. And he goes, and we got about 42 guys killed in Afghanistan so far. And the guy goes, Afghanistan, it's fucking voluntary. It's no big deal. So my old lady goes to talk to the fucking recruiter and holds his fucking balls to the flame, right? Because we got an old line up here that says the only guys that join the fucking Canadian military are Frenchmen and Newfies, right? Sorry, Fez.
Hey.
It's true. I can't help it, man. It's true. But anyway,
well, we say the same thing about people from West Virginia and Arkansas here. Not only the specifics change. All right, peace out. 866 Ron Zero Fez. 866 Ron Zero Fez. Because everybody does that gimmick. Both parties do that. Oh, I support the troops. I'm here for the troops. Then you let those guys lay over in a fucking dust storm over there. They're blowing shit up around them, and they don't even have the right tools to protect themselves. Here's Eric. Eric, you're on the Ron and Fez show. How are you, buddy?
Hey, Ronnie.
Yeah.
Hey, first off, they still use the buddy system for enlisting. And secondly, in '86, when I joined the Army, I told my recruiter I had a bad knee. You're making a mistake, and let me go in. I got a bad knee. He lied on my paperwork, said I was physically fit. The first night in basic training, I blew my knee out. The doctor at the hospital looked at everything after they did surgery. He said, well, did you know you had problems beforehand? I said, yeah, he told my recruiter. They went back and looked at my paperwork. 3 days later, I was on a plane home to Denver. Military turned around, and a month after that, my recruiter was discharged dishonorably for lying on his paperwork.
Well, these recruiters, like any salesman, they get put on this deal where they've got to have so many sales over the course of the year. And like when you go to buy a car, are you shocked that the sales guy is going to lie to you? How many cars does he sell to kids that he knows they can't fucking pay for it? That's just what happens when you show up at a car lot. Why should the military be any different?
The footage of some of these recruiters, they were so relaxed while they're telling these kids about Iraq. It looked like they were travel agents just trying to book them on a cruise.
Beach, you're on Ron and Fez.
Hey, what's going on, guys?
Yeah.
My buddy, I got a buddy. He was in the Army recently, and the whole time when he was training down south, he was smoking fucking crack. He was drinking it up. You know what I mean? You go in there looking for some kind of direction or whatnot, and you come out more fucked up than you are going in. And to boot, nowadays they send you to Iraq, and you're getting fucking killed over there. I think either way you go, it sucks either way.
All right, peace out. Here's Paul. Whoops, let me go back. Paul, you're on Ron and Fez.
Hey, guys, how you doing today?
Hey, buddy.
I got recruited out of high school. You know, my senior year, I wasn't really doing too good in school, so recruiter talked to me into, you know, checking out going to the Army. So I went and got my test taken. I got a perfect score, 125 on the ASVAB test and all that. So it's looking good. I'm going to get a job, you know, doing something technical like that, you know, training on the, you know, the scanners and all that stuff you see in the commercial. So I go to sign up for what I'm going to do. I get offered truck driver, food service, or infantry.
No matter what you pulled, right?
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. All right,
Later,
peace
boys.
out. 866 Ron Zero Fez. 866 Ron Zero Fez. All the commercials makes it look like you're going to have the most fabulous job in history.
After I took the test, the recruiter told me I could work on the newspaper. And since I was like a...
First of all, look what you pulled out here on your gossip column. Oh, if anybody wants to go and get an IT position, you're welcome, you moron.
But since I was a Full Metal Jacket fan, I thought, oh, this is great. I'm going to be exactly like the Matthew Modine character. But I got scared.
John, you're on Ron and Fez.
Hey, Ron, how you doing, brother?
Yeah.
Hey, I'm a Marine, and you know that Michael Moore film? Well, what Asshole Boy forgot to tell everybody was the recruiter that was going around his old town.
Yeah.
He was killed over there in Iraq later on. He was a Marine sniper. So I know everybody's out there, my recruiter told me this, my recruiter told me that. That's life. Suck it the fuck up. You go ahead. Unlike used car salesman,
yeah,
the actual Marine recruiter, he actually goes out there and drives the vehicle.
Right, but here's the thing, bro. You can't fucking pull other people in, dumb fucking kids, and get them killed for falling for a fucking lie. You got to be straight up with these kids.
And eventually they are, Ronnie. I mean, they go into the Marine Corps boot camp. I can't believe anybody's that stupid enough. Well, look, when my Marine recruiter came over, right, my old man was in for 31 years, so I knew the deal. But he's still giving me the sales pitch, and I'm like, hey, Staff Sergeant, let me do you a favor here. I already know what's going on. But yet, my mom, God bless her, she asked the recruiter straight up, do the drill instructors yell at the boys? And he said no. So I'm like,
but you know that you're getting a bunch of fucking kids that go in there with zero street smarts. I mean, zero. These fucking kids just fell off the turnip truck. And I'm going to go back to the same thing with the evangelist. This is what you get in life for being fucking stupid. It's what life hands you for being dumb. It's what happens every time. Thanks, John.
All right, bro.
Do you remember that one Marines commercial where it was a U.S. Marine fighting a giant dragon like it was Lord of the Rings?
Army of One. Well, that's what they you know what? The funny thing is, where do they show up now? Renaissance festivals, because these kids are in fucking fantasy land. They show up at the extreme bike things. Hey, you know what's really extreme? You know what's really fucking wild, kid?
In the other commercials, you're also running a sub. As soon as you join up, you're running a sub, like Captain Nemo has.
Tom, you're on Ron and Fez.
Yeah, I had my recruiter. I had him like drive me around for 2 weeks all around the town, and then there was some girls signing up, and he said he was going to get me laid with one of these fucking girls.
Well, did he?
No, fucking of course not.
What a shocker! 866 Ron Zero Fez. 866 Ron Zero Fez. Bill, you're on Ron and Fez. How are you?
Hey, what's up, boys? What's going on?
Yeah.
I've been in the military for 5 years now. I'm a sergeant in the Army. And it seems like a lot of these guys that were calling were recruited way back ago. I know the other guy was talking about guys going and smoking crack and whatever. You know, the fact of the matter is, if you're not smart enough to do a little bit of research ahead of time, it's like any other job. I knew what I was getting into when I signed up. Maybe
well, no, it's not like any other job, and I'll tell you why, Bill. You can't fucking quit.
Well, no, you know, you're right. You can't walk up to your boss and say, I quit, but it's like any other major commitment that you're going to make. It's like any other contract.
Every other contract you can walk out of without getting your shit blown up. And you take these fucking hayseeds, these fucking cowlicks, they get on a plane, they go over there to Iraq, they don't know where they are, they're shitting themselves, and a little while later one of them's going to get blown up.
Well, but that's a risk that you have to assume that risk when you know you're going to the military.
But these fucking idiots are being lied to, and they've got it on ABC. They're fucking morons. And the truth of the matter is this. We get young kids in here. Most of them are in college. They are not smart enough to go get us an egg sandwich. You've got to fucking go over it time and time again what you want. I don't know if there's anything on the planet as dumb as an 18 to 20-year-old boy. They're just as dumb as dirt.
That's exactly. You're right, and they are. But that's part of the process you go through is making them smarter.
I understand that, but you don't get that. You're not going to pull that off by being caught on ABC lying that there's no war in Iraq to these fucking retards.
Yeah, I see your point there.
That's the only part of it that get you in trouble.
I mean, my thing is, we had kids that were dumb enough that they didn't know they had to brush their teeth every day. The first time they saw a dentist was when they came into the military.
Absolutely. All right, thank you very much, Bill.
No problem.
866-RON-0-FEZ. 866-RON-0-FEZ. Here's Sarge. Sarge, you're on Ron and Fez.
Hey, Ron, how you doing there, boss?
Good, pal.
Hey, I was a recruiter for 2 years while I was stationed down in Florida. Fez is, I should say, state. But as far as with when I was down there, I didn't lie to anybody. I mean, I told every single one of my recruits exactly what's going on, everything else, and 9 out of 10 times they would sign up.
All right, I'm going to believe you, but why did ABC catch this happen? Is it because we have a war now, an unpopular war that they gotta go keep getting new meat?
Well, yeah, you're looking at other individuals that go ahead out there and want to go ahead and up their numbers. Right. That's what they're doing. That's all they're doing is boosting up. And we're only
I keep blowing you on your phone, but I will say this for Sarge's sake. It's like when you hear a story about a crooked cop. Doesn't mean that all cops are crooked. But at the same time, you can't act like no cops are fucking crooked. And do these fucking kids get what they deserve by being stupid? I'm going to fucking tell you the truth. Yes. This is what the world delivers to you when you're stupid. This is what happens to you. You join a church, they take advantage of you. You join something else, they take advantage of you. You got to fucking smarten up a little bit, and I ain't talking about book smarts. You got to fucking know which way the wind blows.
In this ABC report, they talked to a colonel or a general who's in charge of recruiting for the entire U.S. Army, and he's saying how, these recruiters are rare exceptions to the rule. And they said, well, if there's such rare exceptions, how were we able to be lucky enough to find this many of them that we had on camera?
Mike, you're on Ron and Fez.
Yeah, man, look, I was a platoon sergeant in the Marine Corps in Iraq, and these kids, you're right, man, they're dumb as a box of rocks, but they are motivated killers, man. If there's one thing they learn in boot camp, they love to kill, and that's what they want to do, and they're doing it for their bros. They're not doing it for the government. They're not doing it for the president. They're just fucking Marines, and that's what they want to do.
All right, Mike, so let's go through the whole process, because you can grab these guys at 18 and train them to be killers, right?
Right.
Now, is the story that you can't grab someone at, let's say, 30 and get them into the same mindset? Do you really need them young?
Well, you're better educated. You lived your life. You know what's out there. It's like a video. When I went to Iraq, I've already spent 11 years in the Marine Corps, and that's all I look forward to was combat.
Right.
Being a combat Marine. And when I got there, dude, and the bullets started flying, it was unbelievable. It was the most surreal experience of my life, and now that I did it, I'm so glad I did it. I think the war is bullshit. I hate the way it's going, but I wouldn't have traded that experience for the world. As a Marine, that was the pinnacle of my career.
You just love the fact that you were able to show your training. You were trained for it. You wanted to be challenged.
Right. I did the challenge. I was successful. It's the pinnacle of a Marine's career is to be a combat Marine.
And like you said, it doesn't matter what war it is. You've got to be challenged once you've been trained that hard.
Like I said, when you're there and you're fighting, and it's you and your bros, man. It's not about anything else, and that's the experience I took away from.
All right, thank you very much.
All right, man, thanks.
Take care, Mike. 866-RON-0-FEZ. 866-RON-0-FEZ. You can imagine how that must feel. I mean, if you're a lifetime Marine, all you want is the opportunity to show that you can hit big league fucking pitching. That's what you want to say. I've trained for this. I've trained for this. I don't care what it is. I don't care right or wrong or whatever. I want to hit big league hitting. Now, you're going to depend on a fucking George W. Bush to send you to the right place. But the reality of it is most of those guys don't know any more about politics or the intelligence than any of us do.
But a lot of people don't have that type of mindset. What about the people who go into the military to pay for college? You know what I mean?
Well, that's what they sell you on TV. They sell you on TV that this is going to be this or that. But I think once you get to boot camp, like once you went through all the training to be a sniper, you're not telling me you don't want to drop somebody just to fucking show that you could do it?
My brother went through that. Remember the movie Jarhead? With that, he went through that exact same experience where they went through this intense training. He was out in the desert for 3 months waiting for combat. The combat happens, and there's no combat. There's no one to literally shoot at. You were just basically occupying. And he said it was it wasn't frustrating that, you know, he's like, I was happy that I didn't get shot at, but you wanted to be part of the action. You wanted to have some action just to know if this training you accumulated, if you were up to that task, if you were up for it.
Absolutely. You can understand it 100%. JR, you're on Ron and Fez.
Yeah, buddy.
Yeah, buddy.
I went in the Army back in '99. I ran into a real good buddy of mine I knew from Oklahoma. We spent about 2 years together. My 2 years after that, got out of the Army. And I still keep in touch with him. And so he's moved into the rank where he's become a recruiter, you know, and he was like, oh, man, it's going to be great. I'm going to be, you know, back home. I'll be able to go, you know, see my folks when I'm working. He fucking hates it. He's like, man, I wish a 18-wheeler would hit me on the way to the office in the morning. He goes, I have to lie to these kids. He goes, then on top of that, I got the chain of command so far up my ass about making a quota. He goes, he fucking hates it. I mean, this kid was all about the Army. He was going to retire, and he's at the point where he's like, man, I don't even think I'm going to re-enlist. This is horrible. I hate it.
It's like any sales job. You got to meet that quota month after month after month, and what you start to do is hedge your fucking bets. It's like a guy working for a Wall Street thing. If there's stocks that they got to move, this guy will find himself lying on the phone to an old lady about a stock that's no good. This is fucking human nature. Anything to keep his job. It happens all the time. Dave, you're on Ron and Fez.
Hey, what's up, Ronnie?
Yeah, buddy.
Hey, you're absolutely right. I mean, you train, you know, and that's what you train to do. And, you know, it's exciting when you know you get the chance to do what you trained your whole life to do. You know, but the way they're getting them in now under false pretense, it's hard to train them because they think they're going in for a damn vacation.
Right.
You know, I was a drill sergeant. That was the last thing I did before I got out. And, you know, basically we had to try to weed through these kids that come in there. And it's really hard, especially now, because they've lowered the standards, you know, and it's hard to get these guys out, you know, because they need people.
Right.
So basically, you just have to push them through, and it's just, you know, you can only do so much with them. Then you send them to their units, you know, you did the best you could with them, and now you pass them off to somebody else, and you just got knuckleheads that come in, and they're hard to train. You know,
yeah, in the 80s and 90s, there was a lot of ex-high school football players and ex-wrestlers and guys who wanted the physical challenge, wanted to be part of a team. In the 70s, after Vietnam, the volunteer army, a big part of that is, all right, you got two choices. You want to go to jail for fucking selling pot, or do you want to go in the army? Those guys are, I guess, almost next to impossible to train, right, Dave?
Yeah, they are, because first of all, they don't want to be there.
Right.
You know, in your instance that you're talking about, they don't want to be there. And then, like I said, when you have these recruiters that lie to them and say, oh, yeah, you're not going to go overseas and this and that, the next thing they know, they get to their unit and they're training up. You know, the first thing they do is go out to the field, and they're training, and then they get wind of, oh, shit, we're getting ready to deploy.
Right.
You know, then they turn into a real shithead, you know, and, oh, well, that's not what I signed up for. Well, guess what? It is what you signed up for, and I don't care what MLS you're in. You know, chances are you're going to be over there, you know, and it just makes it tough, you know, because you got to rely on the guy to your left and your right, you know, to cover your ass.
That's true. And now we're going to have some of those guys who don't want to be there, who won't be making the move that they would be, and they could be costing other people their lives.
Oh, exactly. Absolutely. And that's not the person that you want to fight with. You want that guy, you know, you want him to be rock hard. You know, and you want to know that he's not going to, you know, hesitate under fire, and you want him to cover your ass. But, yeah, it's just, you know, I think it's kind of bullshit. I can't really, you know, talk bad about the military. I went in for my own reasons, which was to, you know, to get discipline, basically, and that's what I learned out of it. You know, I went a long way, did a lot of stuff, ended up becoming a drill sergeant and whatnot. But, yeah, it was good for me.
All right, thank you very much, Dave. Appreciate it, buddy. See, here's my point about this whole thing, Fez. If you're going to be into the support to troops, if you're going to be a taxpayer with a fucking army, my own feeling is you have to take responsibility for the good and bad. That these things, when the recruiters are doing it, it's not separate from you. It's not separate from your government. To me, it's all fucking part of it. So either you go back in and you have changes to make, and you make those changes, or you yourself as a taxpayer, you're just as responsible for Abu Ghraib as anybody else. Anybody's in it. Because these guys are doing your shit for you. And right now, they need to get people in for an unpopular fucking war that you're paying for. How else are they supposed to do it?
Yeah, I mean, because the bodies, I mean, there are just not enough people. Last year they started making quotas, but only after the quotas were dropped so low.
But my point is this, that if you are going to support the troops, this is the kind of fucking shit that you do when you support the troops. When you support the troops, you're supporting them in bad times and good times. And not only you're supporting them, you're fucking responsible with your tax dollars.
Well, as you said, maybe changes. I think maybe they should get rid of recruiters.
Well, why bring this up today? Because ABC did something? This has gone on forever.
Right, but I mean, if it's spread, if so many recruiters are doing this, you got to get rid of recruiters then. Commercials are fine.
It's almost like the same people who cry. This is almost like a form of social promotion in a weird way, in that, once the recruiters are done, they know they're waterheads, but they'll let the drill sergeant handle them. The drill sergeant handle
Exactly like just like fucking here in any business. When a guy will say, yes, we'll sell you this, and, the production wall, he'll say whatever the fuck he needs, even though he knows that the production isn't going to be done. He'll tell you whatever you need to hear about a car, a used car, so you'll take it. Then when you bring it back, it's somebody else's problem. Someone else is dealing it with, not with him. That's what I'm fucking trying to tell you. By being taxpayers and supporting this war one way or another, and sometimes by doing nothing, you're showing your fucking support. You are, I am, we all are fucking responsible for some water-headed kid who fucking comes in from, still wet behind the ears, from West Virginia, who only wants fucking 3 meals a day and maybe some shot as a future. You're fucking responsible to this kid.
Yeah, and a lot of parents, they are fighting back in the way they want their kids put on a certain list. They don't want recruiters. And some people want.
These kids are 18. It's they're the adults. I don't give a fuck what the parents want and don't want. You're making a deal with an 18-year-old man. And if that kid is not ready to fucking make that deal, he hasn't been prepared by his family, his friends, his school, everybody.
But a lot of these recruiters, they're going after them before they turn 18 now. Like if they're 17 and about to turn 18.
Well, yeah, they do that. They're in schools, right?
Yeah, they're getting more aggressive. They're not even waiting until they turn 18.
My point is this. You're fucking blaming the recruiters, right? When Donald Rumsfeld lays down at night and sleeps like a fucking baby, so does the president, so does the vice president. Are they getting fucking outed on the news tomorrow? No. Some fucking $35,000 a year recruiter who was doing the shit that everybody down the line wants them to do. Who went to fucking jail for the Abu Ghraib stuff? That fucking Lindy England fucking idiot who probably shouldn't even have been in the fucking army. Did it fucking get back to Rumsfeld? No. Those pricks never fucking pay. It's always the bottom guys. 100% of the times. Scott, you're on Ron and Fez.
Hey, yeah, I just wanted to, and you just brought up a point of those 3 sleeping like babies. Neither one of them served, I mean, that wasn't what I called. Well, that wasn't my point, though. But my point is nowadays all you've got is just either dumb fucks that don't know any better, or like sons of career, military guys.
Right.
Forced to go in there, and I'll go out on a limb here. Thank God I'm not a celebrity, but I think this is probably the dumbest military we've ever had. And if it weren't for all the technology, all the infrared, all for the body armor, and all for for all that shit, that's why this is such a clusterfuck, and why we haven't gotten anything taken care of. It's like these guys, like the one guy was saying, we train, and we want to get out there, and we want to get out there and do something, and then how do they die? They're at a checkpoint and a car bomb goes off. How do you train for that?
Yeah.
You know, I mean, there's got to be some kind of common sense there.
Absolutely. I mean, you got these guys in a rough situation. And the reality of it is, if you're not a young man whose lifelong dream has been, I want to go into the military. My lifelong dream is to, serve, to test myself, to be part of a team. If you're not one of those guys that you couldn't keep out of the military, and you don't know what you want to do with your future, why would you fucking find yourself there? If you read the newspaper at all, and if you watch TV, out of everything that's going on in the world, why would you want to show up in Iraq unless that was your thing? You would have to be stupid. You would have to be a fucking retard. You would have to be tricked into it.
But, I mean, stupid or naive. I'm not sure if they're stupid. I just think you can't blame people in Middle America or from the South or wherever they're from, who might be naive about the military. They think they're going to work technical jobs.
You've got to be a fucking idiot. You're surrounded by fucking morons if you read the papers and know that the guys that are over there can't even come home when they want to and think that fresh meat isn't going to show up.
But they think that they're going to have different jobs than being on the front line.
And they think that there's no spring in the back of the basket, so when they throw the fucking softball in there, they're going to win a big dog. Nobody in this world takes care of the fucking dumb. Nobody does.
But that's the point. So then people should, by setting up systems that don't lie and cheat them, like get rid of recruiters. Or you know
what? Maybe you need to move to a country called Happiness Town, because it doesn't fucking exist in the real world.
Whenever my nephews bring up the idea of joining the military, my brother says, he goes, I will shoot you myself before you join. He's like, and their attitude is like, well, you were in the military. And his answer is very simple. He goes, yeah, I was stupid. I was a dumb young man.
Well, you know what? A lot of people went into the military and gotten a lot out of it, and that is their calling in life. They really are. But that's not everybody. A lot of fucking kids go in there because they're stupid. Some people are stupid, go in, they find themselves. They learn things. But the fact of the matter is this. When these people, us, say, I support the troops 100%, it's bullshit. These fucking guys don't have all the stuff. You still lay down at night. You don't give a shit. If you did, you'd be freaking out right now. You really don't care one way or the other about these guys. You know they're in fucking harm's way. You know they don't have all the things that they want. And yet you're like, hey, I didn't send them over there.
But I think that's because we've gotten lazier as a country in general. And
well, this is what happens.
And and laziness all across the board. So we're naturally going to be more lazy when it comes to protesting and arguing with the government.
Brian, you're on Ron and Fez. So what do you want from me?
Well, I'm saying you are interested, but there's not that millions of people that there was in the 60s.
But it has nothing to do with the 60s, bro. It has to do with this, and it has nothing to do with anything else. You walk into a place, and a guy separates you from your wallet. To me, that's your fucking fault. You're the fucking idiot it happened to. Take some fucking responsibility in this world. These fucking guys, these recruiters, are part of something much bigger. But does ABC out the fucking big dogs? Hell no. These fucking recruiters, their life is going to be ruined for doing what they've been told to do from the top. Just like the Abu Ghraib guys. Every one of them was fucking put there and told, take care of this. And when the shit starts to hit the fan, nobody was there for them because you don't fucking support the troops. The fucking brass doesn't do it. We don't do it. Little guys get fucking crushed in this world. That's all it comes down to. Brian, you're on Ron and Fez.
Yeah, I was all gung-ho Marines in high school, and the recruiter, after 9/11 happened, I got scared and wanted out, so I told the recruiter I was gay. And he told me that if I could keep my mouth shut, there were tons of gay guys in the military, and I'd have a lot of fun.
Well, you're one of the few people who didn't lie to your recruiter, so congratulations.
Hope it all works out for you, Brian.
866-RUN-0-FEZ, 866-RUN-0-FEZ. Hey, here's our buddy. We haven't talked to him in a long time. Brother Joe. What's up, Joe?
Hey, fellas.
Hey, man.
I was in the Army in the regular Army back in 78. And I mean, they bullshitted you back then too to get you in.
Sure.
I went into the recruiting station down in Huntington, New York, to join the Marines, And as I was walking in, one of the Army recruiters met me in the hallway, and he said, what are you here for? I said, well, I'm looking to join the Marines. He said, answer me a question. Are you crazy? And I said, no. He says, well, then you want to join the Army. And he took me and he proceeded to tell me how the Army has barracks that are just like condominiums, and it's beautiful. The mess halls are like restaurants. And needless to say, when I got to Fort Sill, Oklahoma, for basic training, it was the big white long barracks with a bunch of guys in bunk beds.
Well, yeah, before you know it, you're shitting in front of strangers. Hey, everybody.
His recruiter promised him a great job in a U2 tribute band.
Yeah, well, no. If that was the truth, if that was the case, he would have been telling the truth. Other thing was while I was in, I ended up joining Airborne. I ended up going Airborne, 82nd, and the recruiter came for the 82nd to talk to everybody that was in basic and advanced training at the time. We asked him, what does it feel like to jump out of an airplane? And he said, hop up on those bleachers over there. First step, just hop up on the first step, because now jump off. And all of us dumbasses, as young as we were, we did. And he said, that's it. That's what it's like to jump out of a plane.
Oh, that's easy.
2 fucked up knees later, to this day, my knees are still screwed, man, just from hitting the ground so many times so hard. And, being dragged by high winds with your parachute still on when you're on the ground. It was they've lied from day one. I'm sure back in the day of George Washington, they were telling the
even
truth
before.
It's a part of the job. They as you guys already said, they have to make their quota, and the only way to do it is to lie. Basically, no one's going to join unless they make it seem like an attractive thing to do.
And especially now, I'm sure you went in 78 because there was no Vietnam. You wouldn't have showed up if Vietnam was going on.
No, definitely not. I was joining for completely different reasons, though. I think my girlfriend broke up with me and my mom kicked me out. So I figured out the Army's nice.
Normally people show up because they don't have another place to get 3 meals a day, and they don't have another place to get a roof over their head. Right. It is one of the main things that they got, and it's why you don't see a lot of rich kids going in at that level of the military. Now, some of them might go in after, college to become, an officer, but it just doesn't happen.
And even then, a lot of them opt out to do like National Guard or Army Reserve,
right?
Which gives them a bit of a break. Well, maybe not so much nowadays with the demand for personnel, but back in the day, it was a choice. Army Reserve after doing ROTC. It's never the real Army. They're never doing the real thing, but. The poor kids, they're definitely the ones that take the brunt of it,
All right, thanks very much. See you later, brother.
Talk to you soon, man.
Peace. And then these same people were going to fucking vote Republican tomorrow. It will happen, Fez. I'm not believing any of your pie-in-the-sky shit. I do not think that you're going to see a mandate against the president. I think Jesus people will get all that stuff right back in there.
I think the Dems will take the House. I think they come back this time around.
We'll be right back. Ron and Fez.
Ron Bennington, Fez Watley, The Ron and Fez Show.
XM 202.
Fezzy, Alan Levy, he's the EMI music chairman. He now says that the CD is dead, that record companies are going to have to make CDs more attractive with extras to keep selling physical content. What do you think, Big Dog? Is the CD over? Is it dead?
I don't know. there's a lot of different ways to, get your music now. So
you think because of downloading and all, maybe it's because I'm from like a certain fucking time, I like to be able to hold my music.
Yeah. I don't know. I'm sorry. I'm struggling today.
Don't worry about it.
I'm struggling a little bit.
Kick back. This is week. W-E-A-K, W-E-E-K. It's your week to be weak. Happen next Monday, you're getting punched in the chest. This week, taking full advantage of it. Earl, what about for you?
I don't think the CD is dead at all. I think I like to have something physical to hold. I like to load a CD. I like to read the artwork. I like to read liner notes.
Now, you don't do that as much as you used to, though, because it's not as fun with a CD as it is with an album.
Oh, absolutely. But at the same time, it's still there. It's smaller and it's a little bit more compact, but it's definitely still there. And that you want information. I'm one of these guys that likes to have a lot of information. They should have done this years ago, where they added more features and everything to the CD package anyway.
Like a DVD?
Yeah.
Oh.
If they had done this, they wouldn't be in the mess that they're in right now.
Yeah, but there's a lot of things they haven't done right over the years. I think probably albums. They never should have upgraded from albums. That's when you had a loyal fan base. I don't know if you do with CDs.
It seems like it's just the progression of things.
That everything just keeps going that way no matter what it is?
I mean, if the album left, why wouldn't the CD leave?
Well, yeah, but then at least the album left for something physical. Where, what is your connection to this band now? If it's just downloading. You know what I'm saying? Like, you don't have that thing. It's like when you want to turn your friend on to music. You like to hand them, here, this is from me to you. It's great. But if you tell your friend, oh, go download this, I don't know if it has the same power.
It's so much easier, though, to download something.
Oh, absolutely.
Put it right in your iPod.
And cheaper.
Yeah, I think CD's gone. Dead as disco.
But now, what's happening a lot is you're downloading songs by people, not necessarily the whole album. Why put out an album anymore? I mean, when you really think about it, why won't the band each have their own fucking website? As they write a song, you download it the day it happens. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I know what you're saying, but, I think a decent amount of people are still downloading albums. I know.
But it's not an album anymore. You have to look to the future. Yeah. It's not going to be like Sgt. Pepper. It's going to be now, why would I want to, if I'm just downloading, why do I need 12 songs? Why not I listen to one song at a time?
I completely agree with that assessment and that.
Thank you.
In terms of I remember
that takes balls.
No, when cassettes were out, when you would make a copy of a cassette for someone and hand it to them, there was a real personal connection to them. It was like, I really respect your musical taste to the point where I'm going to give you a copy of this. It's going to blow your mind. It's going to flip you out. And that doesn't happen anymore. It's like, go to this website and you can forget. You can do
all
other
time,
things.
Though. That's done.
Yeah, it's done. Tower Records fucking folded. It's not because there's future in the business.
Yeah, and the Virgin Megastore also, they're into DVDs now.
They are.
But
now the next will be is the DVD dead. Because why do that when you can just download it?
I mean, now my music tastes go basically from Amazon now. So you got to go pretty much to Amazon to do your real hardcore record hunting if you want to find that rare record, that rare CD.
And let's admit it, it's not the same thing as being in a fucking record store. You don't meet all the other people. You don't meet that fucking guy who also says, by the way, there's new weed in town. It's as red as my beard.
And how many people got turned on to music basically from the album cover? You know what I mean? The album cover used to draw you in. I mean, like the Ohio Players records with the half-naked girls on the cover.
There's never even been a CD cover you ever wanted to fuck. I can't think of one.
That's got to put all the artists out of business, the downloads.
What artists?
Anyone who designs CD or album covers.
Yeah, good point.
Yeah, I remember like the P-Funk guys, Pedro Bell. He made it. His stuff has been in exhibits because they were just such elaborate album art. And they said, "Why have you slowed down?" Like CDs. CDs are slowing down.
But see, here's the weird thing, as far as the downloading. Why hasn't somebody broken out yet without a record deal? Why isn't there some garage band in fucking Akron who puts their shit out there and people have spread it around enough where you're like, oh, you've got to hear these fucking, you've got to hear the Dynamite Kids. Oh, the Dynamite Kids, I fucking downloaded this. They're just amazing.
Because for most people, you still have to get your downloads from iTunes.
You don't have to, though, right? If
No, you
can
don't
go
have to.
listen to a website, right?
True.
If there was something that has gotten on YouTube yet of some garage band, it still seems, and I can't back this up, that you still need promotion. You know, you still need, and what's to do that without the record company?
The closest guy who really came to doing that was Prince, but he had like $14 million of his own startup money to do it.
And he was already Prince first.
Yes.
So that doesn't fucking, he's already a brand. Billy, you're on Ron and Fez.
Hey, buddies, how's it going?
Good.
I think it's definitely dead for probably 2 or 3 reasons. One, today's society, everyone wants it quicker, faster, and cheaper. And if you can just do it at home in your underwear instead of going to the store to do it, you're going to do it. Part 2 is, the execs have been making so much money. I mean, what's a CD cost to make? Like 3 cents? I think they were so greedy for so long.
Oh, yeah, I have no problem with the record companies. We're getting way too much. But why hasn't a band broke yet without a record company? That's what I'm looking forward to. It would mean a lot more to me if some band didn't have a record company behind them, and all of a sudden they had a fucking million downloads.
I think you just have to be patient. I think that will happen. You'll find a band that's sort of similar to like Blair Witch Project that will happen. People will
Blair Witch Project did have somebody behind them, though. There was a movie company behind them. It's going to be much more impressive to me when there's something that can become a hit, where you go, hey, have you heard this song? And before you know it, people know it, and radio picks it up, and it'll be without a record company. Has that ever even happened before at all?
I don't think it's happened at all, but I mean, a lot of what the smaller labels are doing, they are doing that process and then signing them, and then the bands will get that deal, build up a bigger buzz, then sign with a major, which is probably why I think.
But why will you need a major in the future?
You still need the promotion. You still need the worldwide distribution network.
Not anymore. The worldwide distribution is going to be online. You're not going to have a distribution deal. And if you could take 100%, where let's suppose these songs are what? $1 a piece?
Right.
So if you could sell an album's worth of songs, let's say 10 songs at $1 a piece, so $10 million bucks, that goes directly into your pocket. Because you know how much money you got to make with a record company before you would get 10 million bucks? You'd probably have to make 150.
Well, I mean, almost in what you're talking about, like the Brian Jonestown Massacre, they were independent. They couldn't, they weren't largely popular. They needed a bigger label, and they still didn't get popular. I mean, I'm not sure, if Mr. B, if it's feasible to think that.
But why have a record company if there's no records?
Because you do need someone touting you, someone to get you hooked up with the radio stations.
All right, so what we're saying is the people that have been right all these years have been the record companies. When they go, here's the good bands, they're right, not the fucking people. Because if not, we would have somebody great pop out on their own by now. That's what fucking gets me right. So now it's almost like we need to apologize to them. Billy, you're on Ron and Fez.
Yeah, I just want to talk about the CD thing and how you guys think it might be dead, maybe?
Well, that's the question, Billy. What do you got for us?
Well, I have a lot of CDs and a lot of cassettes, but like, say for my birthday, I got like the new 80 gig iPod. Okay, so it's nice to sit down somewhere and have all your music in one spot, so you listen to the replacements or whatever, and you want to not listen to the whole album. It reminds you of something else, so you have that. You flip over to that, and you just keep flipping around.
But here's the thing, Billy. You have got to realize you are already thinking in antiquity. You have your own memories of before the downloads were possible. We're really talking about an 11-year-old boy, 12-year-old boy, who maybe now for the first time kind of thinking about getting into music. He hasn't been into music. What is it going to be like for him 10 years from now? Because he's not going to know what it feels like to sit down with the fucking CD and go through the liner notes. So that won't mean shit to him. He'll be like, oh, in the old days you could sit and read the website while you listened. It was really great.
Maybe in a weird way, it's going to be more like the 30s or 40s where you just had singles, no albums, and that's what kids are going to know. They're going to know
I think they
singles.
had albums in those days. Those 78s were albums, weren't they?
Yeah, they were essentially albums. Those big old 10-inch records, those were essentially albums.
Like when you would pick up Benny Goodman or whatever, you'd get a bunch of songs.
Yeah, you get a handful. I mean, you obviously don't get like 12 songs.
Yeah,
but
but
you got
the
like
things
3 or
that
4
sold
songs.
were singles. I think most.
Well, it has always been the things that sold have been singles. The biggest artists have always been the singles artists.
Right. But no, what I'm saying is that, like,
I mean, even a Pink Floyd, they weren't huge until they had a hit single.
Yeah, but what I'm saying is that you never really saw people buying single CDs. You know what I mean? Like a CD that had just a single on it and then a bonus track.
Well, then how do they sell singles? How do they know what the number one single is, Earl?
They definitely do it. They do it by airplay and they do it by sales. You can buy the single.
Yeah,
I
think you can too.
You have maxi singles
I know
and
you
EPs
can, but it's not. Most
particularly
people
with
don't
the
buy
rap kids, they would buy the fucking singles. They didn't give. I don't know if too many rap kids gave a shit about the whole album. Here's Dave. Dave, you're on Ron and Fez.
Hey, guys. On a smaller scale, not going big like Top 40, but there's an artist that I've heard on XM. He started his own label. He has a couple acts under him and stuff, but, he's not going to... I don't know. I think something like that's going to take time and steamroll and eventually get to Top 40, but I think it's already started on a smaller level.
Who's the artist?
Making their own thing. David Sylvian.
All right, so the point is that you will be able to go straight to his website, download his stuff, and then he will also say, hey, don't only download mine, here's my recommendations, you know what I mean? Because let's face
he's
it.
got other acts.
Right. In life, when somebody that you dig says, here's somebody that I dig, you tend to have a tendency to go listen to them. Like the Rolling Stones went back and turned America on to a lot of older blues acts that the white kids didn't know about, but English kids did. Or, the Rolling Stones were the first ones to take, Prince out on the road. So if you've got an act who can sell, maybe he becomes the record company. That would be gigantic, but I don't know if it'll happen.
Not to keep talking about Brian Jonestown Massacre, but he has all of his albums for free, downloadable.
Yeah, but he's not successful. He can't fucking draw flies. You can't use that. He might as well be a garage band. You wouldn't have heard of him if some film fucking place hadn't done a movie on him.
True.
That's the only reason why you know about him.
And you also have to redefine what... They're going to have to definitely redefine what successful is. I mean, a smaller independent label, if they sell between 50,000 to 100,000 copies of an artist's record, that's considered successful. A record company, let's say, I'm throwing a name out, Universal, if the artist sold 100,000 copies, it's considered a colossal failure.
Right.
So you have to really redefine what your term of what successful is.
And when you're a single. I remember when we sold the Let the Puppies Breathe thing, we did the whole thing ourselves. We sold 40,000 copies at, $20, $25. Put those figures together and think about guys splitting it up. And you're like, fuck, who gives a shit about a major deal? I'd rather keep this our own. But the fact is, if some band could sell 20,000 downloads, that would only be going to them. That would start and make sense to them. At $10 for the fucking album. Now you're looking at, hundreds of thousands of dollars going to fucking some 22-year-old kid who's playing, out on the road.
Yeah, I hate to go back to Prince, but Prince, he did the math. He was like, when I was at Warner Brothers, I was making, if he was lucky, he was making 10 cents off the dollar. He goes, I could do it myself with available downloads through my website. Said after promotion and what have you, of his own money, he goes, I make 70 cents off the dollar. He goes, it made no sense to me to go independent.
It does, and it doesn't because, again, it makes sense for him because he's Prince. But there's some fucking guy out there right now who's probably as good as Prince, but none of us know him. And how is he supposed to get known? We're not going to be going to find his stupid website. We don't know how to do it.
Maya Rudolph is...
Well, let's stay with this a little
okay.
bit. You don't have to do that.
Sorry.
But because we got full phones for this.
Oh.
You all right?
No, I'm just bad. Sorry.
Thinking about Maya Rudolph?
No.
No, you were happy at my house yesterday.
Yeah.
You were happy with Dave on Saturday.
Yeah.
Does the show have you unhappy?
No, I'm just being stupid today.
No, you're not. You're fine. I thought you did fine today.
No.
Earl, how'd you think Fez did today?
Fez, you were fine today.
Dave?
Great, as always.
Everybody thinks you're doing good.
I tried to do something different today, and it just didn't work.
What were you doing today?
Nothing works.
What were you doing today?
I took the Xanax that my doctor gave me like a couple months ago. I had never taken it before, and it just made me stupid today.
Well, I didn't even know.
You'll be all right, Fez.
I didn't even know you were taking Xanax today. You get a little emotional on Xanax?
I guess so.
Well, don't worry about it. If you didn't tell us, we wouldn't have known.
I just felt I thought, maybe that'll help, because I felt some anxiety.
Right.
So I had been avoiding taking it.
Well, everyone's going to be a little slower on Xanax. You're not going to think as fast. So don't worry about it. We were talking about the CD thing.
Right.
So we were just wondering whether CDs are going to be around in 10 years or gone.
I'd say gone. All gone.
You know why?
Why?
You're on top of things, Fezzy. You're the one who knows. Now I'm betting gone. What are you betting, Earl?
I still think they're going to be around in some form or
Would you back up Xanax head, please? Now what do you think?
Oh, they're gone like the wind.
You beat him in an argument, Fez. You know why?
Why?
Because no one knows that you took Xanax today. You fucking take the tears out of your eyes.
What?
One crier per show.
I'm cool.
No, you're anything but cool. Seriously. You could be sitting in the freezer. You still wouldn't be cool. Corey, you're on Ron and Fez.
Hey, Ron. Hey, Fezzy.
Yeah.
I got two things. One, I really don't feel like the CD is going to die. Just because
CD won't die.
Okay.
I like to have high quality. When you download it online, usually the format or even the naming convention of the file.
Well, I'm going to tell you, if you really want high quality, you would have stuck with the album and not the fucking CD. And they fucking sold us that the quality was going to sound better on a CD. It never really happened. Brandon, you're on Ron and Fez.
Hey, buddies, I just wanted to say a couple of things about the CD dying. It is gone. It's leaving because they don't make albums today. They make hits, a couple of filler songs, and that's all people wanted to hit. Another thing with the garage bands, it seems to me that once they start getting big, these record companies are going to come after them and offer them a shitload of money and, give them a huge contract, and they'll do that.
Yeah, but for what? What are they going to get out of it? How will a record company make their money? Just by being the central source that has the downloads?
Well, right. They see him getting big, they catch him early, and they say, all right, you guys look like you got a little following. We'll put your name out there, we'll get you on the radio, and you're going to blow up. And that's the meantime they're going to fuck you and take most of the money.
But here's the thing. What if radio, let's say XM, says, now we're only going to deal directly with the artist. Now, this isn't going to happen tomorrow, but could it happen 10, 20 years down the line? It would make sense. Where XM, let's say, or any other terrestrial radio even, says, here's the song. If you dig it, here's where to get the download. Who needs a record company now?
A lot of people need the record company just for the production of the album. I mean, not everyone has a entire studio in their basement.
Listen to fucking Paranoid. Paranoid does, and I don't think he's put a lot of money into it.
Yeah, you can pretty much make a very well-produced track for, I think we're under $2,000 now. I noticed.
Let me tell you, you could, for fucking $2,000, you could make better production than the Beatles ever had once during their entire fucking career. When they didn't have shit, they had what, a 4-track?
Yeah, they had a basic 4-track, and this guy I know, Cody Chestnut, he did he did a great album in his bedroom, basically in his.
What about Cody Chestnut?
That's my point.
No, I'm just saying that if the production values, you can pretty much make a very, very good track now.
What do you think, Fez? You want to eat another fistful of Xanax?
I only had one, and it did not work.
Well, what did you? Are you still anxious?
Well, I'm anxious now about this situation.
What situation?
That, that I got, freaking emotional.
This is what you do every day now. And this is week. Every day you're going to be weak for a week. And then after that, you stop being weak.
All right, that's a deal.
Or stent punching.
I'd rather have arm or head punching.
Mike, you're on Ron and Fez.
Hey, it's Michael from Eggplant, Queens. I don't know if they told you that.
No, I had no idea. It's Mike from Eggplant, Queens. How are you, buddy?
I'm good. How you guys doing?
Good.
I got to back up Fez. I think the CD is dying, but I think there are certain bands that you really need the whole CD. A band like Tool, they make their package worth spending the $10 or $12. They make you want to buy the whole package.
If Tool didn't have a CD, I wouldn't have anything to chuck after I was done listening to them.
That's not nice.
I got my own way of being.
All right. Well, anyway, I mean, a band like Eggplant Queens, I mean, when we drop Rock Out With Your Cock Out, we want that out there as soon as possible. We're in the process of recording that right now. We're not going to wait until we have a full CD's worth of stuff. Just let the kids have it little by little. But there are bands like, you look at your Pink Floyds, your Led Zeppelins, you got to take the songs into context of the whole CD, but it is unfortunately dying.
But there hasn't been a Pink Floyd or a Led Zeppelin in 30 fucking years. Kids today, they want the fucking single. They don't want to hear everything else.
And what sucks is that there are kids that are really into the classic rock, and you'll be like, hey, do you know the Doors? And then they shuffle through their iPod. They're like, oh, yeah, I think I got that here. And they don't know what Crystal Ship sounds like.
Right, they got greatest hits. Yeah.
Yeah, it's sad.
Fez, you're a greatest hits guy, right?
That's about all I have in my collection.
Yeah.
I'm a big fan of greatest hits myself, Fezzy, so...
See, I was ready to download before they were actually available.
I mean, there's some bands like, let's say Tom Petty and the Heartbreakers. You got to go with the greatest hits. You don't need the whole CD.
See, he's hurting you a little bit, Xanax.
Yeah.
You know what?
I didn't mean it like that, Fez.
Catch him on a day he's not downed out, and the guy will be like a razor. Right now, he's a razor, but a duller one.
I'm sorry, Fezzy, I want to get into Tom Petty. What do you recommend to start with?
American Girl.
Yeah.
Hey, I heard your wife was telling us the other day you're on set with this new Mick Jagger TV show. I can't even understand the show.
It's a show about these blue-collar guys who decide to rob a safe from Mick Jagger. And the episode I worked on, they're in the bar trying to figure out what to do with the safe once they have it. I was hoping that Mick would be on set, but apparently he's on tour with some band.
Now, why would Mick Jagger sign up for this? Like, giving people the idea of kidnapping him. Maybe he heard of John Lennon, and sometimes some fans get crazy.
I don't know. I don't know if it has anything to do with one of his production companies, but...
What was that Beatles musical that you were involved in last year?
Across the Universe, that was actually pretty cool. I got to work on the scene with Joe Cocker walking down the street.
When is that coming out?
Your guess is as good as mine. I'm still waiting for it myself.
Yeah. All right. Now, walking in today, I walked through 2 movie sets on the way. One right through the lights. I was under the lights, I guess, and the fucking actors were just standing there. And then the other one was over in Central Park. They're shooting a lot of movies in the city right now. But I'm not fucking crossing the road for them. I walk right through whether they're shooting or not.
It's a great look for the city right now.
Unless you got somewhere to go, and then you're like, get the fuck out of my way. This is my way to work.
They really can't stop you. All they can say is, please don't walk through, but you could just go, that's cute.
People do that all the time. They're like, fuck you, give me some money. For $200, you'll never see me again. That's my line. For $200, I'll put this harmonica away.
What are you, in SAG?
Yeah, well, I'm gonna send you a present, too. Do I get your home address?
I think so. You could, yeah.
Yeah, do we got his home address?
I don't have it, but I'll...
Because I got to send him back his Kerouac. His wife was nice enough to let me do it. Did you burn that yet?
Yep.
Thank you.
Is that what I'm getting from the prize closet today?
Yeah, you're getting your own Kerouac back. No, I got something else because I know that we got that DVD of Cream.
No, not yet.
I know you're a Cream fan. I want to send you this DVD of the new concerts that they just did.
Oh, you don't have to do that.
No, I want to. You know why?
Why?
You do everything for us. We do nothing for you.
That's okay. You guys entertain me every day, especially Fezzy Lou. I love you guys.
All right, so there he goes. Fez is his favorite, so he gets fucking no cream. There it is. You know what? I'm going to break his Kerouac and send it back to him.
Hold the cream.
All right,
Fez
Mike.
is still my favorite.
Hold on to get your address in.
Did you hear about Beck's packaging for his new album?
Yeah, I saw it on Letterman.
Yeah, his new album comes with a bunch of stickers, so you can actually do the cover art yourself. It's up to you.
You know what I'll tell you about that Beck? He's fun. Everything that he does, it's a little bit fun.
Everything he makes fun videos, fun packaging.
He's a fun guy. He's a creative guy.
Yeah.
Now, how come no one's mad at him over the Scientology?
Well, because he doesn't flaunt it in their face. Tom Cruise shoves it right down our fucking throats.
What about that Beck song? I love Scientology. You should join. If you really like me, you join Scientology.
Must have been.
Well, the other thing is, no one's actually brought it up to him, and he hasn't pissed off like pharmaceutical companies yet. He hasn't been very descriptive as far as how deep he's into his Scientology.
See him the other night on Saturday Night Live where the whole band was playing the fucking dining room table while he was performing? It was fucking amazing. He really has good musicians with him. I love that I love all Scientologists. Don't get me wrong. I like him. I like Kirstie Alley. I like the King of Queens' wife. I like them all. They're all good. Johnny T. Fucking love him. I got to get the thetans off my ass right now. If I could. If I was going to join anything, it'd be Scientology. Here's Robbie. Robbie, you're on Ron and Fez.
Hey, how's it going, boys?
Good.
Hey, real quick, I don't think CDs are going to disappear, but it's going to take them a while because there's a lot of good music out there on the internet. You can get for free bands from indie bands and all that, but there's just no one is willing to go out and look for these bands actively. You know, so many people are dependent on the radio and
kids do. We got to give kids credit because they'll go out and find bands. The difference with kids now is that they'll fucking reject a band the moment it starts to become popular. Everyone I talk to going, you know who I hate? Gnarls Barkley. I'm going, you just loved them before their song got overplayed. Now everyone tells me they hate them.
If it doesn't get MTV airplay, then they don't like it.
There's no such thing as MTV. There really isn't. I think YouTube, I probably see more music on YouTube than anything else. And the only, who really turns me on the music now is friends and listeners. They'll send me, Chev, here, check this out. I'll send it to Earl, and, then Earl will go, yes, I've looked it over. It's not going to blow up. I want you to take it.
YouTube was named Invention of the Year for 2006 by Time Magazine.
How's it an invention? It's a fucking website.
And videos were already invented, so I guess combining the two.
Wow. But how come we never hear about the other inventions? What was the invention of the year of 2005? 2004?
We wouldn't have Fezzy here.
I didn't know it was that young.
Here's Fezzy's two favorite inventions. Stents and Xanax.
Stents only a year old?
Now I know what was going on with you today. Do you remember what you said to me in the first break?
No.
Ron, you're crazy. I like you, but you're crazy. And then you fell into the fucking pool at my kid's birthday party, and while I'm dressed as a clown, and then Simon and Garfunkel started playing. You're crazy.
I don't even remember any of that.
You don't remember that at all?
No.
After you tried to give my kid the bread maker.
Now, the inventions that got beat out were the Easy Rider. That's an 80-pound mini car that gets over 3,000 miles to the single gallon of gas.
I saw those tiny little cars. They were using them in the marathon. Have you seen those? It's like two front seats going down the street. They look perfect for New York, but I can't imagine being on 95 in them. I guess they're European.
Yeah, and the other thing that got beat out was the Battlefield Extraction Assist Robot, otherwise known as BEAR. It's a military robot that can go rescue wounded soldiers from a battlefield and carry up to 400 pounds back to safety.
Go! Go, Bear! Get him! Bear! Hate human. How quick before this thing stops picking us up and turns around and starts shooting?
Picks us up by our necks.
Oh, this Clinton, this fucking Bush does not get off the campaign trail. He's out constantly.
But only in the really thick red states where re-election is up for grabs. Like Charlie Crist is a Republican running for governor in Florida. Stayed away from the president while he was in my hometown of Pinellas Park, Florida.
Mason, you're on Ron and Fez.
Yeah, I was going to tell you about a band that is marketing themselves.
Let me guess, Mason, it's you and Kalinsky. It's Mason and Kalinsky back together again.
No.
Yeah.
They used to be Remy Zero, but now they're Spartan Fidelity, and their album, you can buy it online on their website.
Well, you know what? I can plug Eggplant Queens, my buddies. They got a brand new song, Rock Out With Your Cock Out, that I think the children are going to enjoy.
EggplantQueens.com.
I want you to put something together real nice for Mike. Real fucking nice gimmick for him.
Oh, we'll take care of him.
You know why I don't like to own people? Especially him.
You always pay your debts, Ronnie.
I don't like to. But, I mean, he's been hovering over me. That thing where he picks Fez over me, it hurts. I don't see where you have to say who you like better.
He wasn't asked.
Normally when people say, I like you better, Ron, I'll fucking get mad. I hear him saying, I like Fez best. I see Fez just make a hee-hee, hee. Just like he was comfortable and ready to nap now.
He was doing the T.O. end zone celebration.
Well, it's okay, Mike, out of the Eggplant Queens. I like one of your 3 Beastie Boys rappers best. I don't know which is who. How many guys were in that fucking band singing with Lee's vocals the last time we saw them?
3?
Yeah. They came from everywhere. Ad Rock was my favorite.
All with the same head bob. They knew exactly when to
they know
throw the devil horns up.
Sure,
it was
they did.
Really choreographed, better than like a James Brown show.
Why are you going to attack James Brown? He did nothing to you. He's smoking angel dust. Fez, what do you want to do? A little more Xanax and then just fucking relax? You want a 40?
No, I'm done with
40
that.
chaser.
No.
I always think you need a little booze to chase it. What's tomorrow's plan? Smoke a joint before you come in and cry?
I don't think that'll work either.
What time's the tears start tomorrow? We're 3 days now. You got to go for 4.
Probably early. Shoot for early. Shoot for never.
All right, I know you had a heart attack, right?
Right.
It's a year ago.
Yeah.
I'm just saying.
But almost exactly a year ago.
I know, but when a year ago, no one said, okay, enough crying. But now, a year later, I thought you were still crying over the Bucks losing again. Were they 2-6 now?
2-6.
There's a place to put your tears.
Yeah. And they'll be on Monday Night Football a week from tonight. Getting the hell beat out of them.
Is that right?
Yeah.
Who are they playing?
Panthers.
Oh,
yeah, on Monday Night Football.
Sounds like a Sten punch on Tuesday.
Oh.
Sorry, no.
That was uncalled for.
I apologize to everyone.
Don't apologize to me. Apologize to Dogface.
Your check.
Can I just...
Oh!
Sorry. I said I'm sorry. I'd like to throw one more I'm sorry to Happy Typing Girl.
What is that about?
I don't know. They thought I made bad...
Why are you afraid of her?
Because she's very powerful, and I like her.
How?
Did you throw up on her?
No.
Something happened.
How can someone be powerful and palpable?
She's on FBA, too.
And what power does she have over you?
She's a
that
mod.
You're living in fear.
She's a better mod than me.
Well, write to her an apology email, but leave it off the air.
Okay.
That's it for us. We'll be back. Tears start tomorrow. Peace, everybody.
That's the end of my show. Donks.
Ron Bennington, Fez Watley, The Ron and Fez Show.
XM 202.